breakfast one, because I've done that so many times where I fail getting through that ice bit. I die there and it boots you back and you have to go through the other section. You're like, what the hell do I do in this room?
Oh yeah.
I was trying to watch it.
Me?
Yeah, where you doing the ice chill whatever Iceman.
Oh,
whatever.
I died on Chill Man.
You
Fuck
died
that.
because you didn't have enough
Fuck
shield,
that.
and
That
then
was so
you're in that other room, and there's like no quick way to do that room from the other end.
Oh no, there's not. It sucks. You're just not supposed to die.
Oh,
That's the trick.
don't die is the trick.
I was trying to watch it, like just streamed on Archive, and it was like super choppy, and I was like, this is not what it's supposed to be, I don't think.
It's alright.
So I had to download it.
But my issue with it is that, like, I don't understand half. And I know there's no highlights of mine on there. Like, nothing I've done is on it. My run was, like, alright. That's all it was. There were no highlights. Nothing that I watched it back through, and I was like, yeah, there was nothing here that I...
call out Mike 89 during the episode.
No.
Not
Yeah.
Well,
any
like...
any of your run.
I said, like, hey, have you got any highlights? And he's like, yeah. No. I was like, oh. He was like, I didn't understand the game. And I was like, what? But you made highlights of Kark's run. And he was like, are there any highlights? And I'm like, no, but that doesn't mean I didn't want you to say something.
Well, I think you're going to be in some of the clips anyways from the commentary station.
I think I was meant to be in the highlights video just for Mega Man X.
Oh, yeah.
As I recall.
For reading Caleb's names.
Yeah. Basically.
Oh, is that not in the highlights?
I don't know if it is or
That
not.
has to be.
I
Better
hope
be.
it is.
That was so funny, man.
I really wanted a Cosmo OK one because I think those would be really funny. Just him. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ever since I watched Sigma stream Goof Troop, I've been stuck looking at that Goofy picture every day.
Dude, that is the best Goofy
Yep.
picture. I have to find a link of it, actually.
It is the
Where is
best.
it?
Yeah.
It's this comic. Hang on. I've been fucking looking at it all the time. I can't stop. I thought one of you drew it. I was kind of disappointed to find out you didn't. There you go.
Are you streaming?
Yeah, stream's up.
Yes.
Oh, I love that gif.
I'm gonna have to refresh. Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
This picture, man. It's so good.
Lumberjack.
Goofy come bells me out of jail. Okay, Nolan, I'm coming. Wait a sec. I'll get there because you killed Pluto. Goofy plus. Oh, Goofy plus. Damn it. Oh, every day. Every damn day, Goofy plus. It's like a whole load of it. There's one where it's like, Goofy, you only have 4 fingers. And it's like, hey, I don't know, wait a second. Are you trying to cheat me again? Goofy plus. That's it, that's the comic. It's like the greatest comic ever. Goofy plus.
That is the best Goofy picture.
It's so good.
Man.
Goofy plus. PJ's
Easy.
Where is Feezy? We can't start the show without one. Yeah, actually we can. How was your last week thing, PJ?
It was good.
How good?
Pretty good.
What, was that good? Fuck.
Yeah.
So good, a fanfare, victory fanfare play.
Good landing. The pilot wings.
Oh.
The pilot wings thingy. When you actually land successfully and don't smash through the floor.
Never done that.
Yeah, no one's ever heard that.
Partly because I've never played Pilot Wings, but...
What? You have to.
Why? I
They were
know.
like, time to go skydiving. Uh-oh, what's the parachute button?
I can
Well,
already
smash.
fly, PJ. I don't need to do this.
Yes, you do.
Look at all these backgrounds. So we're going to spend the second half of the show talking about the Zelda storyline, right?
I'm just gonna go leave, and Cypher's gonna talk about everything on this document.
Oh wait, we have a dog.
Oh, yeah, I could do that, but I can't even talk about the story because I basically played the game and didn't read any of the text, and then started speedrunning
Well,
it.
wait,
so-
you know Japanese now, right?
Yeah.
You can just...
I know 9 hiragana characters. Yeah.
I have no idea what they are.
That's
Is
enough.
Is
That's
that
all
a-
I'll take.
And someone wrote a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, Cypher.
Yeah, that's all me.
Jerk.
I probably will skim over some of it.
You know how the default thing said history, records, and so on? You know that's normal,
Yeah.
what it just is.
No, we usually fill it out with something that doesn't relate.
Oh yeah. Is there a thing about Feasel in there?
Actually, I think there isn't anything about Feasel here. How did
Normally
this happen?
Normally Feasel's in somewhere.
Unless he's my butt.
Oh yeah, he's probably my butt. My butt. My butt. I think
Yeah.
plugging the big push sounds like a...
Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Plugging the big push sounds... I don't know.
It's not suggestive.
It totally is though. It's... Sounds like what happens if you have like... too much fiber.
Not enough fiber.
Yeah. You ate 50 burritos and have no fiber in your body. You're plugging the big push. Or some
God.
really dirty porn. Some really horrible porn. Oh, the Twitch title needs to be updated. Get at it, me. Alright, me, just wait your turn.
I had something really important to mention, and I can't think of what it was.
Okay. Did you meet a
It
girl?
wasn't relevant to the show.
Did you meet a girl, Pedro?
No.
Is that
Oh,
right?
I met plenty of girls.
Did you meet a new girl?
No.
Okay. I did. I met a girl I hadn't met before today.
This picture. This picture is too good. Oh, the uncle. He's
Hello,
harmless.
gentlemen.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there's
Hi.
We were just talking about how much we wanted to have sex with your voice.
Really? No kidding. Well, that's what I was busy doing.
Yeah, you're lucky you can get it whenever you want.
Anytime.
Is that the right name spellings for you guys? Oh, I need to change the game too.
Okay, gonna do a quick audio
Yeah,
test.
that is
Meeting
definitely the
Skype
right
anytime.
spelling of my name.
And it's just Duckfist here. Give me 1 second. Looks like it's
The Legend of Zelda.
If you type in Zelda 2, A Link to the Past is the first thing that comes up.
Really?
So
Zelda
that,
2.
that helps.
It's coming out with
Night,
it's
the
coming out
second
with
Zelda.
The Wind Waker and The Adventure of Link.
Wow.
How do you
Just
spell
type in
Zelda?
Link to the past and forget the name Zelda
To the
altogether.
past.
Yeah, exactly. Link to the Past.
Okay, there's 2 lightning bolts are my options.
Lunk to the past.
Link. Adventure of Link. Link's crossbow training. Link, the faces of evil, and then a whole load of lightning bolts.
You're making these up.
I have a feeling that one of these is what I want the game to be, but there's a lightning bolt in its place.
Wait, there's no Feasel and no Duckfist in our chat.
I'm in the chat. What are you talking about?
wow, my
Where
chat
are
just
you?
now says no such channel.
Oh.
What?
Duckfist is there now.
Link. No. Zelda.
So,
What?
In fact, not only is Fiesel not here, but no one with an F in
Okay,
their name.
fuck it. We're playing Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, alright? Whether you like it or not. It won't let me find the right game.
Just use Fiesel strats. Type Zelda 2.
I did. This is what it came up with, Spirit.
Well, sometimes it doesn't show up at all. The other day I had none of the games I was trying to enter it could find.
Oh yeah, that's probably normal for you though, right?
Yeah.
Well, no.
I don't get it. Why is it Castle Excellent here?
Touche.
I didn't dream the game. I've got a copy right here. Let's turn these timestamps on. And man, I can set it in slow mode. What does that do?
Oh man.
Don't do
Chat,
that.
I think, has already
That's
been
good.
in slow mode. Twitch enabled that on its own.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Twitch chat is pulling like all the stops in the past week.
Yeah.
Like every possible bad thing is happening.
Oh my god. Everything.
Everything. I broke my ankle last time I tried to type in Twitch chat.
You're doing worse. You could have broken a dick.
No, I broke that last week.
I know.
Wait, when was that our title?
Last
Might have
week.
been week 7.
Last week, break a dick out there.
Yeah.
No, last week was Desperate Times Call for Desperate Dicks.
Yes, oh, that's right.
Oh right, yeah. It was break a dick
Yeah,
out.
Break a Dick Out There was episode 7.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like this name,
So-
PJ. I'm very happy with this one.
Yeah.
Fiesel,
Yeah, that
why
was
isn't
fun.
there a race?
I did start race and nothing's happening.
We start
Uh-oh.
race better. Type it in better.
Did I not spell it right?
Did you write start Ross?
I-
Because Ross isn't the word
I-
race.
I have no idea.
You want to
Okay.
say race, not Ross.
Gonna mute Skype in 10 seconds and start it up.
Alright,
Uh-oh.
Fiesel, you got 10 seconds to fix this mess.
Hooray.
Oh,
Seconds.
Okay, if you need time, then obviously I'll just like.
No, it's
No?
fine.
No, I mean, you may as well start. It's
We
fun.
start at
yeah.
11 minutes, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the show. It is episode 9, A Link to the Past, Google Docs. No, wait, hang on. That was bad. It is... What day is it? Sunday, right? But
I think it's Sunday.
Sunday.
15th
Wait,
of
this is
April.
the Monday sequence break.
Well, it's
The
Monday,
Monday major
here.
skip.
Oh, it's a Monday major skip. It's Monday,
Monday
right?
major skip.
So, welcome to the show. It is, that was the date. I am here, as per usual. This week, PJ has returned. Hello,
I have.
PJ. He had a
Hello.
very good time last week, didn't you?
I did.
Good. Glad to hear it. Fiesel is also here.
I'm always here.
He is always here, because he's reliable. He's like a Japanese car.
Yeah.
German.
Yeah.
You can get
I was gonna
inside
say-
him and drive... No, wait, hang on. And also myself, like here as per usual. It wouldn't be the show without me. Probably wouldn't be the show without Duckfist more, but that's not the
Yeah. That's
Hello.
I think you're irreplaceable.
Still
For
have
the episode that Duckfist can't make, we're going to revert to all of Fiesel's MS Paint drawings for everything.
It's going to be.
All
I
I'll
can't.
do the graphics in real time. I'll be like that painter guy who does. you
Yeah.
know, do the
All
whole
our
show
video
that way.
One of those hand-drawn live animators.
The
Mhm.
video clip is going to be a webcam photographing a flip book.
They just have Fiesel's cat walk in front of the camera every so often.
It'd just be really dirty drawings.
And so yeah, I've completely lost where I go on this. Recap. Oh no, wait, the guests. We have with Mr. Sigifer. Hello.
Hello? Hello?
That's hello.
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Hello. Hello. Can anyone hear him?
I hear you. What?
Okay, I guess he's not here then.
How about now? Can you hear me? Sorry, I had my mic off.
And then we got this other guy who has too many vowels in his name. Reive.
Hello.
By the
Good
way,
to be
Cyber,
here.
I was just kidding. I can hear you.
Oh, really?
That's what you
Yeah.
get for not showing up last week. So
Goddamn.
fuck you. Is it? What is it? Is it Rafe? Because I'm gonna need to know this.
That's how I say it. Yeah, is Rafe
Did you make up the name?
mostly just
Okay.
so I could have not a lot of numbers in my name when creating an email account.
So what did you want originally?
Something else. It's been a long time.
You wanted
John.
R, but R was already taken.
Right. And what do you have against O and U?
Yeah.
Y, A, E, and I?
I'm sure you could squeeze one in there somewhere.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
Well,
Let me get on it. real
Your
quick.
name.
Reifu.
Rifu. That would be great. That's already a unit in Korean StarCraft, so that works. Alright, so let's go into this weekly recap thing, because that's what it's telling me to do. So PJ, how was your last week thing? And this week thing also?
Last week was good.
Yeah?
This week was really productive, actually.
Yeah?
I got sick early,
Did you get a
so
job?
I wasn't able to focus on Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Like, I tried practicing, and I, jumped into every single enemy possible. So, since Misery loves company, I went back to CVHD for a bit.
I noticed briefly. I didn't want to go and watch because I thought it would make me kill myself.
Yeah, it would. But I actually finished 2 more ILs this week,
Oh
which
wow.
means that I can submit if I want to.
How many ILs do you have to complete before you finish them?
There's 11 levels total, but 5 of them are DLC,
Alright.
and I have 7 finished. So I have the base 6 and then 1 DLC level. So I could submit the base 6, but I'm going to wait and see if I can improve them a little bit.
I was so confused when you said base 6 then, because I was trying to remember what base 6 was in maths. I'm
Base
pretty
6.
sure
Yeah.
it doesn't
It's
exist.
sextal. Everything's written in sextal numbers.
It's true.
Sextal numbers.
Yes.
Diesel's got it.
I think I've been to a sextal once.
That's his favorite number system.
I didn't like what they were selling. So PJ, what have you... Oh, are you done?
Yeah.
You done?
No, of course
Okay,
not.
go on.
Yeah,
That
so
was a
probably
productive-
this coming week I'll try and improve some of the levels that I'm not quite happy with, and if I can't, or if I get tired of it, then I'll just submit what I've got and make a really sick highlights reel for us to include in the show.
Nice. And then we can get it cut off in the middle.
Yes, exactly. But more importantly, Mr. K and I have begun Secret Project.
Oh god. How many PJ secret
Yes.
projects are there?
Too many.
Scared.
But,
Yeah.
so here's the deal, right? When I was trying to figure out my route for Super Ghouls and Ghosts, he said that if I actually went through with it and did a run using the torch, that he would co-op any game with me. With absolutely
Any
no,
game.
yeah,
No restrictions.
no restrictions at all. Just any game. He even said Battletoads he would do.
Wow.
So
Wow.
we picked a game.
Dedicated.
I've sworn to secrecy, but our fire-based run is coming along nicely.
Fire-based run. Alright.
Yep.
I have no idea what that could possibly mean.
Look forward to that in about 10 months.
Because the idea of a run with you coming along nicely just sounds impossible. So,
Yeah, it's
Feasel, what have you been up to?
Ooh.
I've
Well-
seen many streams.
I've been a lot of streams, yeah. I mean, mostly Zelda 2, but I'm really trying to focus hardcore on Legacy of the Wizard at this point because I think it's probably my weakest game of the stuff that I'm...
And there are a lot of
Yes.
high standards for Legacy of the Wizard. People
Well-
will be expecting big things from
Oh yeah, people will be because everyone's so used to seeing Legacy of the Wizard runs, by all the best people who just tear through the game. So I want to live up to that.
Yeah. I mean, you're not quite up there with the partnered Legacy of the Wizard runs.
Yeah, with the
but-
big guys, right?
Maybe you
No,
could-
not the people who draw 2,000 viewers
Yeah.
on Legacy of the Wizard.
This could be your chance to get up with there with them.
The big leagues. Well, yeah. So that's why I'm trying to do a good job with it. But Anyway, it's a very unforgiving game, and a lot of stuff that, in other games, minor mistakes might, make your speedrun time get worse. In this, you have to repeat like a quarter of the game if you mismanage your magic. It's just kind of, it's pretty unforgiving. It's an awful choice for marathon in a way, but I think people really want to...
But you're Feasel, so it doesn't matter, you got it anyway.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too sure about that, so we'll see.
No, but
Dragon Dark is really good, so...
You got to play it anyway. It doesn't matter.
I have to give it a try. It doesn't have to be kind to me.
Alright, so, I mean, Zelda 2 is going pretty well, right?
Yeah, I'm getting better. I'm getting probably about as well as I can do, without switching to a less marathon safe route. I mean, at this point, I'm pretty close to being able to beat Arctic Eagle's old time, the SDA time that he had before John Fessenden's run came up, which is the first dark speed run of that game.
Are you
So
are you accidentally breaking world records yet, or?
well, no, I'm not even in. I won't even be in that territory until I switch to a different route. So maybe after SGDQ, I'll start to do attempts with a trimmed down route.
So I speedrun wise this week, I forgot to buy XSplit. So
man.
that was really dumb.
I set up Google warnings every day for the last week.
You see, what I do is, this is how I remind myself, is I send an email to myself and have it as unread and leave it in there, but then I just delete it. And I've done it so many times, I don't know why I stick with this method of reminding myself of things, because it clearly doesn't work. So that's like a $60 mistake, that one.
So did it really just jump up the day that they said it would, like the day that the...
It was the 12th, yeah. The 12th, yeah. It was gone, so...
There was no grace period.
I couldn't stream, except XSplit still works, and it says you're broadcasting, but it's not broadcasting to anything. Like, it doesn't actually do anything, so...
It just picks a random channel and broadcasts to that.
So, I couldn't stream this weekend, and I was really bummed, because I made a whole load of stupidly small optimizations in Apescape 3, like tiny jumps or little route changes and stuff like that, and I was really happy to be able to show them off. So anyway, I played a run by myself, and I got like half an hour into it before I got angry and quit, because all the monkeys were being absolutely massive assholes that day. Every single one.
Was it Mr. P?
It was. I didn't even get to Mr. P. I wasn't even close to him. It was like monkeys in like the 2nd level and in the 5th level, which is
Smoothie Verbiage is early, isn't he?
He's early. He didn't get me. I was all right with Smoothie. It was Wolf Dan in the wolf suit. He was being a massive asshole. And On Guard, I don't know how I screw him up, but anyway, I got mad at the game and turned it off, because I was playing really well, but the game just didn't want me to do anything that day. So I gave up. That's the full extent of my speedrunning this week. And then, I don't know if our guests have anything. What have they been doing? Sigifer, have you been up to anything?
Yeah, I've been experimenting with Mario RPG, working on a new route. You watched my my 253 run from a while ago. The route's going to be a lot different when I start doing attempts again. I'll be only doing a 1 Death Face of Land's End, which is pretty cool. And various other things changed because of that. And Butchie and I are taking a break from Goof Troop.
What?
Well, the thing is that we want to kind of see if Randall is going to find any improvements working on the tasks. So, we don't want to like finish a run and then he comes up with improvements and they're, improvements possible. So we're going to wait for him to...
For you two is any improvement.
But we are probably going to start Chippendale 1 2-player sometime soon. So...
Oh, right. Chip and Dale. Sorry, I thought you said Chippendale.
Yes.
I'm confused about what that game might involve, but alright.
Don't worry about it.
So you're learning Japanese text for Mario, right?
Yeah, I'm like rudimentarily learning katakana and hiragana to be able to do the Dr. Topper like minigame thing.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, I don't really need to know Japanese to do the rest of the game. So.
Alright. And then Rafe, have you been up to anything? Can't be less than me, so.
I've been working with I've been working with Tranquilite on a co-op run for Kirby's Return to Dreamland. That's been a lot of fun.
That's the
co-op
Wii one,
runs. Right? Yeah, that's the Wii one, or one of the Wii ones.
I think we played that, didn't we, PJ?
Mm-mm.
I've
never played that. You would remember if you played it with me.
I played one Awesome Games Done Quick that was on a Wii.
You might have played with Ram.
Oh yeah, I did. He's like you. It's an easy mistake to make.
Anyway,
Yeah, that run is pretty interesting with 2 players because you can, like, there's a lot of optimizations you can do with 2 people, but then, like, bosses get harder and stuff with 2, so you have to change your timing for dropping out and getting back in with the second player. It's just kind of funky that way.
do you 2 live near each other?
Well, he's my brother. He lives like half
okay.
an hour away from me.
That kind of makes sense if he's your brother, I suppose.
I did not make that connection at all.
Oh.
Interesting.
It's an interesting one. He
Yeah,
does
we-
he does VVV, right?
Yeah, that's what he does mostly. He also did like a Commander Keen run again to replace his old one that was taken down.
What are you running at SGDQ?
At Summer Games, I'm going to be doing Link to the Past with 100%. I'm going to be doing Soul Blazer for an any percent category. And then Kirby's Return to Dreamland, hopefully.
Damn. 100%. That's almost apt that we would have you on the show.
Yeah.
How clever
Wow.
is that, PJ?
Our random name drawer seemed to hit it right on the nose this time.
Alright, so, let's move on then into Speedrun News, which has a surprising amount of records. Again, considering we had about 3 up until Friday.
Yep.
We are impressing ourselves here. So, this one, yeah, this is right. Majora's Mask. Low percent, 228.26. What is low percent Majora's Mask?
I was just gonna ask that.
What is that? Anyone know?
Does anybody know?
No idea.
If I could see the chat, then maybe they would tell me.
Flicky, was it you that I was talking to at AGDQ about low percent Majora's Mask?
I don't think it
I
was
was
me.
guessing that it would just be Blast Mask and a shield.
I was talking about that all masks run. That was me. Where I'd go up to someone and say, all masks run, and they'll laugh, and I'll be like, I guess that is funny. I just figured there were masks in the game, so like maybe this is a joke if I say this. So yeah, I have no idea what a low percent would be. Yeah, honestly, I don't know.
I've got
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
feel
you
bad that
should
we
be
don't
able to
know
do it
anything.
with just Blast Mask and a shield, because it's infinite bombs, except it takes like 6 minutes to recharge. So I don't think that's what it is, because it's 2 hours and 28 minutes long.
I've got no idea. So
Maybe they just get Bomb Chews or something instead of the Blast Mask. I don't know.
I got no idea what that would even involve. Like,
Should maybe research this before we do a show.
well,
Can we start over?
I didn't put it there. Who put it there?
Not
Yeah,
it.
that's what I thought.
It was me, PJ.
Oh, PJ, damn it!
God, that guy.
Make it a
Damn
slip like fools.
Sorry, I didn't think I did either.
Anyway, yeah, it was by Rockmox, and it beat his previous record by 7 minutes.
7
so.
minutes. So, wow,
And
that's-
it's not that far off the any percent, right? Like 30 minutes, maybe? Bit less? So,
I think so.
Sounds right.
that's cool. So anyway, congratulations to Rockmox for doing this category that none of us understand. I can't even comprehend what it would be, but you can watch it. There will be videos for it up, so if you are intrigued, then go have a look. If you want to
How
watch...
does low percent work with those games? Like,
I don't know.
if you do a low percent run and then someone finds out that you don't need one of the items you got, is your run just like...
Obsolete.
Well, if someone does another run that, even if the time's worse, but it gets less percent, then I think that beats it by default, right? That's how low percent always works.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, anyway, there's low percent. Congratulations to Rockmox. Pretty cool. I might have to watch it, try and figure out what it is, but Majora's Mask has some of the most ridiculously difficult skips in it anyway, so what they'd be like in low percent, if you could even do them, pretty interesting. So go check that one out. It will be in our link database. Then we got Ape Escape 2 by Cham in 128.28, which is like 8 minutes faster than last week, so I really should have watched his verse video, because it must have been terrible.
Yeah.
If he can cut like
8 minutes off
17
in a-
minutes, he can cut 8 minutes off both weeks. So I should have watched the whole of the first run before I put it on the show, but this must be good by now, right? 128.28? I've got no idea.
Probably the best run out there is like
Yeah.
35 minutes.
Yeah. But yeah, the first run must have been awful, so I'm sorry for wasting your time with it. So, right. But yeah, Apescape 2, run Apescape 3 already, hurry up. Then Cutthroat Island, who did this one? Peter, this must have been you,
Yeah,
right?
I added this one. Yeah.
Go on then.
Yeah, so this is Josh's. Cutthroat Island is like, I guess you can call it a beat 'em up, the Super Nintendo. It's
Well, beat 'em up with sword fighting, I guess.
yeah,
it's a beat 'em up type game. Sure.
it's borderline
really-
really awesome and terrible at the same time.
I really liked it, so maybe that means it's terrible.
I've got no idea. I mean, I watched it the first few times and was like, wow, this is just horrible. But I keep watching whenever he does the runs, and it's been getting better and better each time. So I don't know. It's an
That's
entertaining
the fun
run.
dog for you.
This category is all chests. I don't know if you count that as 100% or not, but I think there's 5 chests that you can open, and it gives you the best ending. And I've been warned not to spoil it. It really is the best ending. You have to watch it for sure.
Okay, well now I
If
have.
he ever makes this video public, you've got to see it. It's definitely worth the 15 minutes it'll take.
14 and a half. It can't be. Your time can't be that precious. Not if you're here.
Yeah.
True. Alright, and then we got the... now, okay, this one. Did you do this research? Because we were talking about how this was even possible. Did any of you actually check this up with FunkDoc? So he got his 3043 as Grant, which is like 20 seconds faster than what he had before,
That's
and
funny.
faster than his glitched cart version thing. So, was this on the glitched cart or not? Did any of us find out?
He says
No,
it's
the
not.
console is running at the right speed.
I heard it was legit, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's legit.
So, next question. How the hell did he remove 20 seconds from this run?
Seriously.
Because FunkDoc.
Well, yeah, but like,
I
where did it
heard
come from?
that. I heard that the luck was a bit mediocre, but the execution was like pristine, except for I think he missed the corner glitch once. So
Well, that's still
I
like
guess perfect execution does that. You know.
Yeah, there it was right
That's
there.
yeah.
That's ridiculous. Like that. There's that much.
Wow,
time
he
to take-
didn't
Oh,
even
he doesn't slow
stop to
down
clean
at
up.
all. Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Awesome.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
that
he's a
was
monster at this.
Incredible run.
Also in FunkDoc news, he's going to be redoing Trevor only, and he may be redoing Sypha only on the US version.
yeah, he seemed to be planning more runs. So
Yeah.
is he
He's
happy
definitely
with
not
this?
done
By
this.
the way, or
Yeah, he's submitting
Yeah,
this
I
one.
think
Submitting.
all right, that's all good. That's all good then. So another record that we made possible by having him here on the show.
That Drac kill, or the death kill, yeah, he saved like a ton of time there, because it normally takes 2 cycles for him to kill death.
Nice.
Killed him right at the beginning.
So it's just legitimately good play that did it. I'm amazed that he could
Yeah.
cut that much time from it. That's crazy.
Well, it is fun.
I know.
So.
I thought he might have used some insane stair trick that Bablo was talking about, but obviously not. But anyway, so on to the next one. We got Rocket Knight Adventures on easy mode. I thought people were over easy mode now,
I thought so.
but I
We're
guess
moving on to the extra hard mode.
onto
I
hard.
mean, there is an argument for easy mode for this game, because it's like easy mode or extra manly mode.
Right.
Like hard mode, everything kills you on contact, and yeah, it's pretty brutal for RKA.
Yeah,
So I guess they're justified in running it on easy
maybe.
peasy level.
I mean,
All
it
right.
makes sense, I guess, to have the most extreme, easy and most extreme hard setting, for a game. I guess.
Yeah, most extreme easy.
Most extreme easy. Yeah.
Yep.
So
You hear that, Duckfist? When's their easy mode MM10 run coming?
that would be horrible.
Just tape down right on the D-pad.
Yeah,
once in a while.
not anytime soon, dude.
I mean, people do New Game Plus runs so they can run through and just, destroy everything with rocket launchers and stuff
You
like that.
destroy everything for the first chunk of the game, and then maybe the last boss is hard.
Right.
But most games that have New Game Plus modes, you're so ridiculously powerful that it just never
Right.
matters.
Yeah. It's all about just blazing your way through the game.
Yeah.
I could sort of see the appeal of that, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I know I like speedruns of hard things.
So, yeah.
I
So
feel like your game's barely functional though.
Right. I
I
like
was
really
watching
horrible
Legacy of the Wizard, and nothing was even happening. Like you were just running through walls, going through a floor, breaking something that
just
wasn't
thinking
there.
of Legacy of the Wizard. So Fiesel, you didn't add these new Castle Excellent records then?
I did what? What? Who? What?
The Japanese guys. I thought I linked you. They broke
I
Castle
thought
Excellent.
that you added. Yeah, no, I read that, but I thought you added the.
Oh no, I didn't. I didn't think it was important, but
Don't play dumb, so.
anyway, so yeah, that was a 2818 by Vorpal Edge, and it said it's died once, not submitting. So
Yeah. That beats the ground on SCA still, though.
and so I'm guessing is he going for the run or is he doing it SCGDQ?
I don't
He's
think
going
he's
for a
to
sub
SC.
28 run.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So this one, now from as I recall, Duckfist said he's not making any more Ocarina of Time videos, and I think we all agreed that we weren't going to make any. Now, basically, recently,
Except for
they
that.
found the Ganonless route, and that was basically the runners beating the run to death with a stick. Now, apparently, the other day, Sockfolder and oh god, who was it? Rob Dog, that was it. They brought this body back to life and then just spent a whole day kicking it in the face. Because
Yeah.
now you don't even need to play most of the game.
Yeah, it cut the time in half, I think.
Yeah,
So-
it's now a 23-minute run. If you're Cosmo.
So you're fighting this thing, and we get a double KO. He dies at the same time the boss does. Boom.
And then you...
Alright.
Then magic happens.
And magic, a bunch of crazy things happen, and then suddenly...
Yeah.
boom.
I asked Tampa about this, and I could just read through everything that he said on IRC.
It might take a while.
Yeah, but instead, I have a link here to all the wrong warp discussion and explanation and stuff on ZSR. So we're just going to include that link in the link database, and you can read up on it afterwards.
Yeah.
But more or less, you kill Goma, and the blue warp appears, and all that good stuff. And if you use a fake ocarina, so he's playing a bottle right now. May as well, I guess. It's in like yeah, the jug is in like those whatever. Anyways,
Skiffle bands.
so if you use a fake ocarina, you're not allowed to use an ocarina normally in boss rooms, but you can use the fake ones just fine. If you do that, you're allowed to move around after activating the warp. And if you leave the room on the right frame, like exactly the right frame, it'll add a whole bunch of well, it does like some really stupid memory stuff that you can read about on ZSR,
And then
but
boom.
it sends you somewhere really incorrect. In this case, instead of leaving the room, you end up in Ganon's tower after killing Ganondorf.
How can people still think this is a
So-
good game? Come on now.
They don't. That's why they're trying to cut pieces off of it, so they have to play less of it.
They're so fed up
Yeah.
of running this game. But yeah, so this opens up the whole any percent record race, and I'd just like to give my condolences to Mr. ZFG, who was
Yeah.
finally done.
Yeah,
He was finally done until Sockfather was like, "Hey guys, check out this glitch," and I imagine he just snapped his controller in half.
Yeah.
and then bought a new one because he went right to work.
Yeah,
and,
he went straight
He was
back
the
to it.
front runner for a while. Then Sin beat or SVA, I guess. I mean, SVA beat
Yeah.
his time, and then
And then
he came
Cosmo.
back. And then Cosmo, out of nowhere in a race, just gets this. And if you listen to the audio, he sounds really surprised. Like he wasn't expecting this at all.
What's that? I'm really good at this game. I
I
didn't
know,
expect
right?
this at all.
I'm like, well, I'm Cosmo. I wasn't expecting to destroy my, the world record here. But
Yeah.
modest fellow. That's why we like.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
He beat his best by a second, and he was gonna that was the end. He was gonna submit it. He was like, "I'm gonna get to 666 attempts," and I saw him get to 661, and then he found out about it. He was so close.
All right. So the thing is, this is vaguely relevant. Rafe, do you want to read this next one out? Let's ask our guests to chip in.
The Legend of Zelda 3423 from
That's
Darkwing Duck.
exactly the one. I would love you to hear you read that out.
he just likes to get people to read things.
Well, it's a position of power. This is as powerful as I get. Much influence over another human being as I have, and they could easily refuse and say no, and I wouldn't be able to do anything about it.
Oh man, I saw the title screen.
No,
I
Rafe is
thought it
reading
was-
it, not you.
We're done reading, Flicky.
Rafe.
We're done.
Right. Well, Darkwing Duck, as many of us know, has been putting a lot of time into this game, and well, he's just absolutely ridiculous at it. And from what I can tell, he did this. He's doing a back-to-back run of normal mode and then the extra quest. And that first part where he did the normal mode just happened to beat his best time ever.
That's how it goes
That-
for some of these
Is that
lucky
what this
people.
is?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Man.
By I think 9 seconds, 9 or 10
Yeah,
seconds.
by a lot.
Which is a lot. That doesn't sound like much, but for this game, that's a lot, given how optimized it is. But you know,
That's
he
the
hits all
equivalent
these
of, like, 13 Ryguard seconds.
right. Yeah. So anyway, it was a great run. I mean, it's always great watching him play, but you know, he was right on, and he also had his personal best for both quests, which I technically would be the world record if anyone else did both quests back to back. But
So this is 3 Zelda records broken this week.
yeah,
It's insane. And there's a lot of that crazy glitch we talked about a few episodes ago.
hmm going through blocks and going and wrapping around the screen and stuff.
Yeah.
hmm
But yeah, well done Darkwing Duck. I guess he finally got to work on this because Fiesel's not being a jerk.
I'm not being a
Has
jerk.
it
I
by
know.
playing Rygar. Think
I've
what
been-
time he could get, Fiesel. You're the equivalent of the scientific Dark Ages, where religion stopped science from doing anything. Think
That's
how
what
far
it is.
ahead he could be in this
Wow,
run.
That is quite the analogy.
That's a good one, right?
How long did it take you to think of that?
Just now.
Do you have just written down on like a napkin? You were out at the bar and wait a minute, I thought of something. I really got a zinger for Fiesel this episode.
I was writing down my phone number for a girl, and then suddenly I ran out. And I was like, oh my god. Sorry, I can't. I got this thing. But yeah, so congratulations, Darkwing Duck. That analogy took it all out of me. I don't know what to do. Unfortunately, chat is dead, but I'm sure they'd all love it if they could talk. Right, this next one, you know what? I actually know about this game, Near.
Good, because that's exactly what
Yeah, I
I'm a
know.
Gamer told me. So
Yeah.
take it away.
It's a wait, he told you that? He knew?
Yeah.
I don't know if I actually contributed anything, but I wrote a load of boss strategies down, and by a load I mean like 3.
Yeah,
But hopefully got
he
to
sent
use
me
it.
the news that he finished his run. I'm like, oh, awesome, but I don't know anything about that game. He's like, that's okay. Flicky posted at least once in the thread, so make him talk about it.
Oh, did he say if he used my boss strategy?
Nope.
It was a really good one. It was that if you had the spear, you could knock someone in the corner and just beat them up, and they can't do anything. That was it. But anyway, this Nier is basically an RPG that tries to do everything, an action RPG sort of thing. It's pretty fun, but it kind of lets itself down. But that's the important part. Anyway, he got a segmented 322.59 in only 19 segments, so that's pretty good. I don't know how much there is in the way of luck, but there's a jump roll glitch thing in this game, where if you stab certain things with a spear in the middle of the jump, you can like fly off into the sky, sort of. But Nier's very good in that you can jump and then jump again in the air, but it's not like any sort of explained double jump. It's that you just jump more. You jump and then jump more, and then you can roll while jumping more. Out of nothing. It's really bizarre, but I love
Sounds
it.
like it was tested well.
Yeah, so you jump. That's just normal gameplay. If you do like a charge stab while you're in this jump, you can just go really far, like way higher than you're meant to. But anyway, so it'll basically be him blasting through the first part of the game because it is just running around, and then there'll be a long bit of texting because there's this text adventure section of the game for no real reason, and then he'll go into the last section and kill a bunch of bosses. So I'm kind of intrigued to watch it when he uploads it somewhere because I think it will be pretty interesting. But yeah, it's on PS3, as you can see by the nice PS3 icon that Duckfist has. Yeah, I got it really cheap. It's kind of a fun game. So, OmniGamer, who's not from Norway, congratulations on your segmented run. I look forward to watching it. Maybe you should do a single segment because I think that could be cool. And then our final one, Sigurfur, do you want to read this one? I know how much you love this game.
Yeah, sure. So we have Final Fantasy X 10 in 10 hours, 39 minutes, and 37 seconds by Karakarn.
So that was the
Single segment.
remake one. It's not Final Fantasy X, it is Final Fantasy X, like the Mega Man series. This is like
Yes.
a new step for the series, because there was X2, right?
Yeah.
Right, there's X.
Unfortunately, there was.
10.
So, a new revitalized series.
Right, the reboot.
Final Fantasy. Okay, now, I don't know a lot about optimization in this run and whatnot, but only 54 seconds faster?
He's been
54 seconds.
he's been like sub
How
1050
picky?
for like
How picky
months.
is that? How
He's
picky is
ridiculous.
he that 54 seconds he's like, okay, that
On a 10.5-hour run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it's
Well, his goal was to
unbelievable
get sub 1, what was it, sub 1040, so he
Alright.
made it.
so that was significant.
I think that beats the Japanese time too. I think we've attempted to have this discussion before about whether the Japanese version is quicker, and it probably might be a bit faster, because they normally are. But the cutscenes in that should be about the same, because the text it skips voices, so...
Well, one thing that Karakarn said in his chat is that the Vel trials in the Japanese version, the platforms move a lot faster. And so you can save some time there.
So, yeah, okay. So I think this is still faster than the Japanese time, even with these differences. So that's pretty sweet. It's always
Yeah.
good to see that, right, Sigafa? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The exciting thing is that he was actually talking about potentially submitting it,
Wow.
because all of the other single segment runs he did, he'd be like, "Oh wow, new personal best by a minute." Well, that run sucked anyways. I'll try again next week. In this one, he's like, "Oh wow, new personal best by 53 seconds.
So
I'll have to review it and maybe I'll submit."
I want to
Wait.
know, right? So
Wow.
what's he gonna do when he's done with this? When
Next
he's
to.
finished, when he's
There
finished
is
his
no done.
segmented one.
Yeah.
Well, like if he submits this, he's like, wow, suddenly I've got a whole bunch of days where I've got 10.5 hours free.
Let's see, 10.5. You can do Super Mario World any percent 60 times? 600 times? What is it? A lot.
Insane.
You work out your maths and then let us know what you come up
I'll let
with.
you know. I'll figure it out.
And then let Twitch know so they can tweet us.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously congratulations to Karakarn. I can't even imagine how horrifying this must be to run.
Yeah. That's terrible. Especially because like a random encounter will cost him like 20 seconds,
Yeah. And
and he's only saving like a minute for the entire run, so that's pretty giant.
and you can get killed, right? Can you get game overed by an unlucky back attack or sneak attack in that game?
Um,
I don't know
I'm
about
sure
the
you
speed run.
could.
All I can think of is no sphere grid runs where that happened a bunch.
I think I'm thinking of Final Fantasy X, where one of the last few bosses has like a 1 in 3 chance of just killing you immediately.
I think Unaleska has some kind of lame thing like that.
That might be it.
But I'm sure they're all manipulated, right? Bosses in that game.
No, I think it still has that chance of killing him on the run.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
thought that was like the big hazard of doing single segment FF10.
Yeah.
Because you just randomly lose a run.
9 hours in. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so we were meant to do this at the beginning because this is how speedrun news is supposed to work, but I'm not going to say it like it's written here because we had a discussion earlier and it was
You
kind of
better
dodgy.
do it.
We got to fine, we got to keep plugging the big push.
Well done.
So yeah, obviously SDA are doing their big push throughout April, where they're uploading a whole load of runs to try and get rid of their backlog. And they're also, I don't know if this is the same thing, but there's a whole bunch more verification stuff being done now. So they're sort of trying to clear out their whole backlog, which was getting quite ridiculous.
Right.
So-
you guys can help out by volunteering to verify. And if you've already volunteered to verify, but you're just dicking around instead of writing a review, then write your review.
Yeah.
Yep.
Please.
And
And
That's
also-
your one excuse to miss the show. Doing
Right.
verifications.
We'll allow that without giving you the 10-second penalty.
Without the penalty, yeah. We'll
yeah.
apply the penalty to whatever run you're verifying.
Right.
Yeah, so there's a 3 to 4 runs going up every 2 days on the website. So, well, not every 2 days because there wasn't one the 14th, but every so often.
A lot more often than usual is the point.
But there's been a whole bunch. I mean, Mario Galaxy has gone up. There's been the 0-star. Was it 0-star or 1-star Mario?
0.
0.
Yeah.
Batman, Battletoads, Splatterhouse. I mean, there's loads of runs. There's an absolute buttload. So if you have a butt that you need to fill with runs, go plug the big push.
Yes.
Did I do that right? Yeah, I think I did that right. And then Uranium Anchor finished the highlight and blooper reels for the marathon.
Woohoo! Shouldn't have said that.
Big
Everyone's
props
leaving
to
now
UA.
to watch that.
Well, we won't give them the link yet.
Oh, okay.
It will take a while to download it anyway, so we're safe.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Anyway, big props to Uranium Anchor, like PJ was saying, because that's a lot of work. And these things are long. I did not realize how long.
blooper reel is 76 minutes. I mean,
Right. And the highlight reel is like 3 hours.
140 minutes, I believe.
Yeah.
And you can
could have easily added more to that.
you can
that's
look
amazing.
you can look through that highlight reel to see nothing of my games, and look through the blooper reel to see absolutely nothing of my game. So
Oh, so it's a wash.
yeah, I did really well. I haven't
You
watched.
left absolutely no impact on
I
us.
know, absolutely nothing. I bet I may as well not have been there. I watched a bit of the blooper reel and I saw Fiesel trying to put in a password and it made me laugh so much.
Oh, yeah.
You went the
trolled
wrong
by the
way as
password.
well.
I used the right password, it just didn't give me the stuff I was supposed to have. Didn't put me at the right spot.
fact that it took you so long to do it as well. It's like he's a speedrunner and he's trying to get to L, so he goes up
I
through
went the wrong way. Yeah.
9 and all the way up to L. It took him forever. But anyway, so those are up. I think there's about 1 million clips of Sigatha in there, in the highlights reel.
Oh, more importantly, we somehow forgot to add this to the doc, despite all of us being reminded of it.
Is it a penguin cam thing?
Well, yeah, but more importantly, not more importantly, slightly less important. Mike Uyama got a new Turtles in Time record.
Oh,
What?
why wasn't that on the
Last week.
thing? You've been talking about that all week.
Yeah, it's true. We've been talking about that for a while.
I know.
Why didn't you put it
Well,
on
'cause-
the list?
No, see, here's the deal, right? See, he got the run, and he was like, don't worry, I'll get a new one by the weekend. I was like, okay, just tell me what your time is. And then he posted here, 21:42, DMNT4, with Raph, obviously. And Fiesel even responded here. I heard, nice. And then you just didn't do anything
I
with
didn't
it.
put it in there.
So, way to go. Well done, Fiesel. We'll throw that at
So
you.
that's another
But-
that's another record for us, right?
Yeah, indeed.
We got
Yep.
the
He even said himself that he wouldn't do it without us, and we'll give 10% of the credit for Sinister, because
Right.
if he wasn't threatening Mike, then Mike wouldn't have done it.
So yeah, all good. That's that news done. Oh no, we got submissions. Apparently, Funk Doc submitting something like 7 runs. So Bad Street Baller, CV3 Cypher, Japanese version, DZ3 Grant, YY World, Cutthroat Island. That's only 5. Who wrote like 7?
Me.
5 is
I
a
thought
lot.
he said 7.
5 is
He
nothing
has a-
like 7.
I think it's like Bad Street Brawler 2, and maybe
Oh, I
something
said
else.
Bad
I don't know.
I don't know.
He has a ton of things on his Twitch page. It's just like need to submit to SDA.
Yeah, I
What's
thought he had 7. I'm gonna have to investigate this, and I will loudly interrupt whatever we're doing.
Right. Good job there, Duckfist, brother. Thanks for adding that in. But yeah, Funk Doc doing his thing there. Then we got a TAS, a BLJ-less 70-star Super Mario 64 TAS apparently happened.
Yeah,
Why is
I
that
watched that.
Does
Yeah,
that-
and it was it's an amazing task, and it has like 1 billion co-authors. So
It's one of those
I'm
things.
excited to see how they handle the publication of that.
So we're going to read off none of those names, obviously,
Yeah.
because that's how we roll.
Aha! Jim Power, The Lost Dimension in 3D. There's
Ah.
another one. 6. I'm gonna find this other one.
Okay,
You-
you find that one. Big races. It says there is. Wait, what is this stuff?
Oh wait, no, it didn't. Yeah, you can ignore that.
All right, I'll ignore that.
That didn't come through.
And yeah, so big races. That's it. I noticed someone got a sub 50 Super Metroid race today or yesterday. Is it today? Hang on, I found it. Trust me, I found it. Where is it? Come on, come here. Super Metroid. Yeah. It was, today, yeah. At 4 AM. A Japanese guy. Typical, but still, a sub 51 on SRL. It's pretty, 50, sorry. It's 49.52. That's pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. Like it says...
Oh, there's one more record I forgot to mention.
Oh god, yeah.
Caleb set a new time for fastest devouring of one banana while he was playing Mega Man X earlier. Yep, 10 seconds, .89.
I don't know, I think I've probably seen someone eat a banana faster than that, but
Well,
that's pretty
they've got to submit it then.
that's what the website's gonna default into, isn't it? There's gonna be a food page on SRL. It's just gonna be like banana times 1.
What is speed demos? So just demonstrate how fast you can eat that banana.
Speed demolish.
Demonstrate what you
It's just a typo for devour.
Yeah, speed devouring.
devouring archive, yeah.
Right.
I wanted to do a 5 portions of fruit and veg race. You get your 5 portions of fruit and veg for the day in a race.
Oh, applesauce would be so easy, though.
Right.
You don't think it... I don't know.
You get the one guy who's using a pomegranate for all of his, and he's just not even competitive.
But yeah, so I kind of wanted to do that. I wanted to do the 2 liters of water, 5 pieces of fruit and veg race, because I figured that would be like... That's it, you're done for the day, but I realised that would probably make you throw up all the pieces of fruit you just ate, so
Yeah.
probably a bad idea. Alright, I guess we can squeeze in a bit of filler if we have any. This isn't particularly filler. I think everybody knows the story about me learning to Mambo already, so we won't go over that
We
one.
could just skip it. All right.
Yeah, we'll skip the Mambo story. I don't know if there's anything else anyone wanted to say. We could get Sigfa's take on the IHOP Vortex while he's here.
Okay, well, I have to say that Josh said that I was really tight during the entire
Yeah,
time.
you're being a pussy.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, yeah, he forgot that, yeah, I was wanting to get back to play some Bomberman, so
Oh my!
I was,
Oh.
you know, I was getting nervous that, like, nothing was going to come of that.
Yeah.
And I was
And
like,
it
I was
didn't.
so hyped
It so didn't.
You know, we should talk about the first devil. Oh my god.
Oh my god! First Devil. First.
Yeah.
Devil. I wish
Right.
that was on stream. I wish
Yeah,
it was
I know, man.
recorded or something. But First Devil.
Basically, like, there were like 8 of us playing, and then we turned on some options after like the first
No,
round.
no.
We played Saturn.
We didn't turn on sub options. We turned on every option.
Yeah, we turned on every option. Yeah, and then like, I don't know, like 15 seconds into a match, like we get like this devil that just like pans across the
I
entire
remember
screen.
Peaches picked it
And
up.
then-
Peaches picked it up.
Yeah, no, I don't know. And like random shit starts happening to everyone, and everyone starts screaming as like at the top of their voice in the entire time. And
It would
it was
do
like
things
one of my
like
five moments.
reverse
of
your
my life.
controls, or like make your bombs fly away, or like quadruple your speed. And I remember
Yeah.
Peaches was flying all over the screen. Like he'd get from the top to the bottom of the screen in like half a second. That's how quick he was running, and everybody was screaming because they had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
It was just the most insane thing I've ever seen. Most of us just died like a second into Devil as well. Couldn't even comprehend what was happening. That was the worst tragedy of the IHOP Vortex, was the fact that we couldn't play Saturn Bomberman.
Right, but yeah, I was pretty. I'd say I was good spirited about the whole thing. Yeah, I think any perception he got of me being quote unquote tight was me being anxious to get back to Bomberman.
Yeah, that's an important detail to leave out.
That's how it's drama now.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to beat one of his runs.
Yeah, go for Cutthroat
Okay.
Island. Or Jim Power, or any of the other 7 he's submitting.
He won't notice if you nick one. You need to take a... Just leave a card with your picture on it. On every submission page, you'll be
No,
one
just
of the
leave a card with
verifiers.
goof.
You'll be a verifier, and you just put a link to a faster run in the comments and write reject in big letters. That's what you need to do. Reject. Watch this video. Oh my god.
Yeah.
As much as I'd enjoy that, I think the speedrunning scene is so anti, like, rivalry that just wouldn't ever happen. It'd just be like, oh man, good job. Oh, okay.
I was really tempted to do that for one of the Battletoads runs that I verified, but I couldn't get a PAL NES in time.
Oh, poor PJ.
Yeah.
The other thing is, a lot of you don't know that Sigafer and I went hardcore into Twinkle Star Sprites at the marathon.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
How much did we play of that game?
Hold on a sec.
Is he traveling back in time?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, some family just came over. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I told them to
Some
go away.
family?
But anyway, we
Your
probably
family?
played like
I reckon maybe
15-ish hours.
something
I
like
don't know.
that. We played
Yeah,
fuck out of that game.
yeah.
I remember we kept playing and I started losing as, what was it, really Till. So then I swapped to the super powerful boss character. And then, like, you swapped to the stupid pencil people, and I just couldn't
Oh,
do
yeah.
shit as the boss character. And then I swapped back to really Till, who's supposed to be terrible, and we started doing well again. It was ridiculous. Oh, it was good times.
Yeah,
We
those
played so much
times,
of that. Thanks to Cynux for letting us steal his laptop from him.
Yeah, for the whole
No.
time.
The whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I felt bad about that.
Yeah, I sort of felt bad about it, but then I played some more Twinkle Star Sprites, so
That eased the pain.
it didn't matter. But yeah, we're getting on that next year. I purposely haven't touched it since then, so
Same.
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. All right, so yeah, I mean, is there any other filler? Unless Rafe, do you want to talk about anything, Rafe? The world is your state. Wait, what do I want to say? The floor is yours. That's it.
I have to admit, I don't really have a lot to say right now.
That's all right.
Things have just been, my personal life has been kind of out of control. So, I mean, it's all personal stuff that you don't want to hear about.
That's okay. Man, I
We're all used to that.
wish my
Anybody
life
who's
was
talked to
interesting.
Flicky knows how that happens.
Yeah, Flinky wishes he had some story to tell about his
I don't have shit. It's like, what did you do this week? God, I went to work. All right. And I tried to apply speedrun concepts to my work by optimizing my tasks, which was about as much fun as I had. Which I considered a success when on Friday my boss told me to slow down. And I was like, fuck you!
Well, because you cut 30 bushels of carrots.
No, I folded a whole load of paper. That's how I did it. I was speedrunning, putting paper in envelopes.
I just do that stuff all the time. I don't even like think about it. Like I cook a lot of eggs and stuff like that. You know, just something to cook for myself. And I realized that I do the exact same thing every time. I even like put the spatula in the same place, and the order in which I do things has been like optimized just because I keep doing it.
Well, because you
Weird.
can't. Once you started speedrunning, it affects
You
everything.
do everything. It's really useful. Like just the other day, I had to get to get to something, and I was like riding my bike there, and like my bike broke, so I couldn't like pedal it, but I could like ride on it, and I'm like, man, I got like 5 minutes to get to this damn meeting. You know, I could just ditch the bike, but maybe if I kept it, I could like ride it on the down slopes here, and then I would like ditch it at this bike lock stand and walk the rest of the way. And then I'm like, wait, no, I could keep it a little further and take this other route, and then I could use it on this other downslope and then ditch it, and then I'll get there like a minute faster. And it totally worked, and I was so proud of my speed running on the fly
That's it.
planning.
Wow.
Well done.
I've done
Yeah.
that. It happens all the time. Like,
Yeah, all the time.
working is like, hey, what's the most optimal set of keystrokes I can do to input this data quickly? So I
You
found
just
them.
can't help it.
I was like, if I do this, I could save like one keystroke, which could potentially save like 7 hours of my life, depending on how long I do this job for.
I've been trying to cook eggs faster, but I can't find the task.
That's
Difficult.
the task is just crank it up
The
all the way.
task-
You use all four fingers at once.
No, the task uses a glitch in physics where it massively overheats the gas that's coming out of the stove, and it instantly boils your egg.
Right, and actually you cool it really far until you get a wraparound glitch that causes it to become really hot, and that's the fastest way.
Okay. Yeah, I tried to zip, but I just threw the egg into the wall.
That doesn't quite work out unless your walls are really hot.
No, they weren't hot enough.
But I know Caleb will have this too, because he's a chef and a speedrunner, right? Where you'll like lay out all your ingredients you're going to cook with, and you'll just sit and look at them for a while and figure out what the best route for cooking all these things is in the shortest amount of time. And then you do it. It's amazing. So, oh god, it's the showers is the other example. Ever since I did that damn shower race, all I can think about when I'm in the shower is how I could be doing this quicker.
You'll never
Yeah, you
be
could be doing it as
fully
quick as
clean again.
No, that's the problem. As soon as I think of something, I was like, well, I don't need to be 100% clean here. And then I'll wake up the next morning and be like, I should have been 100% clean.
Maybe I don't have to wash my hair today.
I'm going to get worried if I ever start running like a racing game or anything, and as soon as I get in the car, I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to crash and kill somebody.
Gotta drift around the turn.
If I just coast down this hill, it doesn't matter if I break the speed limit, right? I'll get there like 7 minutes faster. Oh dear. Oh, this isn't a segue. Can someone say something in the word... Hang on it. This isn't a link to the next section, but... Well, fuck off. Link to the past. Let's do it.
Well done.
Thank you,
Well
Brian.
done, well linked.
One of the worst that doesn't even count as a segue.
Well, how about you fuck off, PJ? How about that?
I
How
will.
about that? I
Yeah.
think we're way past that.
Perhaps it could be said that we have digressed, and so we must return to the past in the previous...
That's much better than mine. We can go
It's
with
got a
that,
pun
right?
in it though.
Did it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I wasn't paying much attention.
Well, that's how you make links with things that are unrelated.
There you go, links. There we
You
go. We did
punify
it.
them.
Links. We did it.
Just quit while you're ahead.
So, after that incredible segue, how about this? Speaking of Game of the Week, because we're about to do it, it's the Game of the Week. Yay!
Well done. I'll give him an 8 out of 10.
Thank
for
you.
that.
So we are here with Zelda Link to the Past. I did write Zelda, didn't I? Wow, okay, good job me. He's not even near O on the keyboard. How did I do that? Whatever. It's no funeral.
Zelda. Link to
Zelda.
the past.
Well, Zelda Link to the Past with Sikafer and Rafe. Welcome to the show, you two.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
These two people were picked by Feasel, so as usual, I know quite a lot of you send in the hate mail to the show about how bad our guests are, so this week it is
Oh,
Feasel's
right.
fault.
Yeah, all my fault.
So if you do, again, I know there's a good 20, 30 of you who do complain about the guests. This one's Feasel, so don't send me any more emails. I know how bad I screwed up on some of the other guests we've had, but, you know, send them over to Feasel this time.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We have yet to get a good guest on this show,
I know,
unfortunately.
we are struggling hard.
We got close
Right.
with Tampa.
Well, yeah, it was almost close.
Yeah, just
We got yeah, it was close. We have the Skype audio muted, right? People can't hear this?
No, I don't think so. We're alright. So, we got Sikafer, he knows the crystal strats, is that right? That's why you're here?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why he's
Ran the game at Awful
He
Games.
ran the game at, yeah,
Awesome.
at Awful Games Done Quick. Is
Yeah.
that what you're about to say?
Whatever it was, the whole thing's a
Oh.
blur now.
Not
Give it a
bad.
few weeks and it'll be, he ran the game at the London Marathon. That'll be it. And then Rafe is going to run 100% at
That's
Summer
excellent.
Games Done Quick.
Yeah, I did it the last Summer Games Done Quick as well.
Well, there you go. There's no marathon bias here, guys. This is a coincidence.
Mhm.
So,
Speaking of summer games done quick,
go on.
I think it's a bit
Dot,
too
dot,
soon
dot.
for that.
No. We're going to do Summer Games Done Quick things when it's a bit nearer the time.
You
Okay,
may have
never
a
mind.
theme.
By the way, some of you needs to arrange that, because otherwise we're not going to do it.
Okay, I think I got this.
It'll be the TMNT4 record all over again.
That turned out really well. We should plan all these shows just 48 hours before they start.
Yeah.
Just decide the guests at the last minute.
Uh.
That worked out really well.
Alright, so let's roll into this history session, because I cannot debunk this whatsoever. I looked at this for a while and it said TSA, and I was like, someone misspelled TAS.
Looks like
Okay, so let's roll through this. So Feasel, you do the first one. We'll have whatever. Go through these records, somebody.
all right. Well, I'll list some of them. All right, we have TSA had a 151 any percent back in 2004, and then a 144, and then a 141 over the next couple months. So that was a good starting point, but by current standards, those are quite outdated. It's like 8 years ago, so you wouldn't expect.
Wait,
to
what's
live up.
this thing in brackets? That's juicy goss.
Wow.
Juicy God.
What's the catch to it is that wait, were these so Tisse was had his runs taken off the site because he spliced together. I guess it was Zelda 1 is the one where they actually discovered this for the first time, I believe. Is that correct?
No, it was Link to the Past.
Or it was Link to the Past?
Yeah, there was a discrepancy in the item drop order. Because in Link to the Past, enemies drop items in in specific drop orders, and there was a discrepancy between different parts of his run.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I thought that was
Link to the
Zelda
Past,
1.
I thought that was Zelda 1 as well.
Well, the Link to the Past run of his wasn't on the site, because, I mean, Walk's run is on the site,
Right.
but then they investigated the rest of his runs, and there were also similar
He'd done the same thing. Yeah.
discrepancies. Yeah.
Wasn't there one in... Did he do a Link's Awakening run?
There was There was another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I think that's the one that was actually taken off. There was one run of his that was currently on the site when that was found out, and like one run of his was taken off. So,
I know that Wind Waker was taken off as a result of finding these things, and
Wait, there was a Wind Waker run on the site?
There
There
was.
Oh man.
oh yeah, that's right, there was.
And I think the original Legend of Zelda was removed too, because it went back to Vadava's run.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one was definitely that was the one with the
Yeah.
well-known item drop algorithm.
Yeah.
You know, so be careful if you're a
Yeah,
cheater
but-
because these tassers are going to discover interesting things that you didn't know existed that will prove you're a cheater.
Or Crystal will find
so
out.
if you're going to
Yeah.
cheat, do it
Which
right.
is a far
Yeah,
worse
do it well,
outcome.
please.
Cheat properly, damn it. We do high standards in this community.
Yeah.
Even if you cheat badly, we're not going to be happy with you. If you cheat well, we'll be like, okay, well he did a good job, but still. Alright, so then let's roll on, what's the GBA version? Go on.
Yeah, I put together this history section, so I'll guess I'll take these.
Go on.
This guy, Icy Cool, was the first runner who had a 100% run on the site, but it was apparently GBA version. That was March 2005. It was 2 hours, 14 minutes. And then Watt came on the scene in March 2005. A lot of March stuff for Link to the Past. I don't know why.
Yeah, what's up with March? Like,
I don't know. But he did like a bunch of 100% runs. He went from like 213 all the way down to the 2 hour run that's on the site right now. And then he later did the segmented and single segment runs that are also on the site. And then we have over on the Twin Galaxies side, Rodrigo, that one guy. I think he probably still has like the 136 run on there.
Yeah, I'm
And,
checking right now.
Well, didn't Twin
Yeah.
Galaxies change it so you have to have an account to? Well, yeah, you probably
Yeah,
do
you
have
do.
an account.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I can't check anything,
136,
so-
43, June 5th,
Okay.
2003.
Well, there you go.
it's quite
And then,
old.
Yeah.
this one guy, Mad Zombie, apparently was the first one to come up with a good 100% route. So he was kind of involved in around TSA's time.
Is that same
And
route
then-
still used for 100%?
I think it's like probably the base route is still used, but like it's been modified and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Mad
I don't know
Zombie.
all the details.
That sounds familiar. I think... Did he do the Terra Enigma run?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
Yeah, he
Can't say
did.
that
Okay,
He did the
cool.
Terra Enigma run that's on SCA right now.
Crazy.
Nice.
You
And
keep
then,
finding ways to talk about that game, don't you?
I'm gonna do it every episode. It's gonna find its way on.
And then a bit of task history. Flagitious did the first task, which was an hour 20 minutes, and now Tampa's picked
Tampa's
up the
all
helm
over
since
that.
then. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tompa.
Right.
All right,
Well,
so-
speaking of interesting personalities in Link to the Past speedrunning community,
Yeah, for sure.
I was segueing into runners, but I guess we're still at records.
We're still at records,
We
look.
have more records to go.
Because I thought this was a segue into this next person who's mentioned 1,000 times. And I was like,
All right,
oh,
well then that's
Weasel, what are
speaking
you...
of wonderful runners.
Speaking of interesting personalities,
Interesting
here's a whole load of Crystal's records.
Yeah, it's all crystal. Yeah, the whole next section is
this
just
whole
crystal.
section is Crystal. The
Yeah,
whole
this
thing.
is pretty ridiculous.
Someone wrote out Crystal with 3 S's every time.
No,
Oh,
not
no,
every
except
time.
this time. Oh, look at this last one. Change that, feed.
There we go.
Too many people tried to change it.
I
No, that
got
was
it.
all me.
There's too many S's.
Oh,
Alright.
that last one.
Okay,
That's
so
good.
Whoops.
would I be right in saying that this is correct, that Crystal now holds every record in this game?
Yeah, pretty much.
Including most S's.
Um,
Including post S's. Alright.
Yeah, she holds like every the record for like every category that's seriously run. She's put the most amount of work into any percent no save and quit. She has a 1 hour 26 minutes and 6 seconds run of on the Japanese 1.0 version, but it was played on SNES 9X 1.51. So she plays on emulator right now, so she can't really submit any of her runs or anything. But she does plan to switch to console eventually.
As I recall, right, she uses a keyboard thing that saves like 2 seconds on the whole run or something, which Tom
Yeah,
was
well, okay,
talking
the thing
about.
about
It's not a big
keyboard-
deal, but
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Keyboard, it's when you compare it to like the Super Nintendo first-party controller, it's like easier to do
left and
these
right.
certain techniques like wall pumping and stair wobbling, which we'll talk about later. And
And mashing through menus is faster too.
yeah. I think just the general way the game is like coded and like how you play it and like the physical D-pad stuff. Keyboard is just like better suited for the game. And I mean I could go into that later, but yeah, keyboard I think is a very small advantage, but it's not significant at all.
It's
Yeah,
not.
it's a small. It's on the order. Of
Either way,
seconds. It's
she's
still
like, was she like
domination.
3 minutes, 2.5 minutes faster than the next person in that category?
Yeah,
And
like,
that is
a
keyboard.
little,
Yeah, that's not all keyboard.
right, a little over 2 minutes.
And then there's more crystal. Come on, keep going with the crystal.
Okay, so we have any percent, which is using save and quit, in 1 hour, 23 minutes, 55 seconds, which is a bit of a worse run than her no save and quit, but still, very impressive.
That's
She has a 100...
so save
Go
and
on.
quit is just a bit of warps, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You just save and quit in a few places to save overworld walking time.
Yeah, you can save and
And,
quit anywhere, and it'll take you back. You have the choice of going back to one of the starting points, one of the possible
Yeah.
starting points. So people just use
Right.
that as a warp, and it saves about like 3 minutes, give or take, I guess.
Yeah, 3 minutes. It does change the dungeon order a tiny bit. I think you do the swamp before the
Ice
ice palace in that route, but other than that, it's like the same, more or less. Anyway, continuing on with Crystal's record, she has a 100% run in hour 46:54.
Which is
This was on the
insane.
US version, though.
Compare that.
Yeah.
Compare that to this other time. That's on the site. A 2 hour and 1.
Well, Rafe, what was the 100% that you just got accepted?
It was an hour and 52 minutes, and there's some seconds, but
It was
that
a
one.
Japanese version, was it? That one.
It was Japanese version.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that one. I don't know. The run is like all the luck related stuff. Really, well, I guess I can. Should I talk about my run right now? Is that a good time
Oh,
for
May
this?
as well,
do
yeah.
it. Do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was kind of funny. I'd been working on, marathon strats, getting ready for the last Summer Games Done Quick. And then after the marathon, I decided to start doing things a little bit more, risky style. Then I was just kind of bored one day. I was really sick. I'd stayed home from work. I was like running a high fever, and I'm like, let's do some Link to the Past. And and like my first part of the game went pretty well. I'm like, oh wow, this is actually going okay. And then I got to the digging game, and I got it first digging game round, and I was like, yes, that's like one of the few
Right.
things that is like completely
That's
luck
huge.
based.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
huge. It makes a big time difference, and it comes
Mhm.
like halfway through the run, so it's horribly frustrating.
Every round adds another like, what is it? About 60 seconds. So every time you have to redo the game, it adds another minute.
Right.
So I got that my first try, and I was like, "Oh, awesome! This is actually going pretty well." And I'm still sick with a high fever and just kind of rolling with it. And then I got to the chest game, which comes almost immediately after the digging game. I got that first try too. And that was a bit of a surprise for me because I hadn't quite figured. I'm still a little rusty on getting the full, or getting that first try every time, because there's a trick, and we'll talk about it in the trick section for how to get that every time. You can manipulate the RNG on that one. And then as the run kept going, I was losing stamina, and I have to admit I made a few mistakes that were just kind of messy. It's probably the best way to describe it. But the overall time was much faster than anything I'd done. It was, let's see, it was about 3 full minutes faster than my best at that point. And I tried for a while to get a better time, and I just couldn't even get close to that time again, even though I had a few more first try digging games. So I decided to submit, and then I look forward to seeing a run that beats it, I have to admit. Like, I really look forward to an even better run.
Are you going to keep working on it?
I'm working on it here and there, but definitely have slowed down a lot.
But you'll still do attempts kind of now and then? Just...
Yeah, and as I gear up for the marathon here, we'll see if I can get anything out of that.
Yeah.
Would you be using a route?
Go ahead, Fiesel.
Well, I just wondered for the route at SGTQ, but is it going to be the same as what you would use for a world
record?
Yeah,
it's the route is exactly the same. There are a few things that, like, you can slow down and take a little bit more time to do less risk if we're low on hearts or something, but for the most part,
it's 100%. So, like, what are you going to do differently?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just get everything,
right?
But do it a little bit more safely.
Right. I mean, I guess it's a matter of whether
a shovel. You don't want to hurt your foot.
All right. So then we got the Master Sword category. So Crystal actually has this record too, right?
Yeah.
This is
just kind of more.
It's a race
kind of like
category.
A race category.
Yeah.
More than anything, but I mean, she has the fastest time in this too. It's 21:26. By the way, these are all SDA timing, so the timing starts when Link hits the ground after jumping out of bed. And then for categories which beat the game, which is everything except this Master Sword category, the timing ends when the room transitions to the Triforce room. But yeah, she has a 21:26, and I think the only real way you can improve this would be to get a two-wave Land Mullis fight, which means like you kill all of them before any of them come out for a third time, which is really, really hard and really luck-based. Other than that, the run is like really, really good.
Isn't a one-wave Lemless possible too?
We're not really sure if it's possible on console. Obviously, it's done in Tampa's TAS, but
right.
He's using like the left-right stuff to walk quicker, and no one's really investigated it like super in depth whether it's possible or one wave on console, but two wave is possible if you get good RNG with their directions.
I mean, I've had it by accident, but to do it consistently, it's tough.
Yeah. And then the last category we have here is low percent. She has a 146.23. But the interesting thing about this is that she only runs this category also doing no damage. So she did not take a single hit throughout this entire run. The reason she does no damage for low percent is that she thinks that no damage on its own isn't interesting because you can use the cloak, the whatever thing makes you invincible, to like cheese out certain parts. And then, low percent, you basically only take out the boomerang, and you don't get the tempered level 3 sword. So it's like barely any different from any percent. So she like puts both of these restrictions together, and
right. You
that
can't
run
bomb
is
jump
something
with
else.
no damage. Yeah, it's an interesting run, but you can't bomb jump with no damage restriction.
Right. So she has to skip some strats that take damage to save time. But
Is that
still,
the run
she
where
doesn't take a single hit.
Is that the run where she used like the Game Shark code so that she always has 3 hearts and always dies in one hit?
Yeah. She used this code, like a cosmetic code, to pretty much. But and you watch it, and
Yeah.
Her skills are out of this world.
I've
So-
seen that run like 3 times, and it just blows my mind every time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Can I ask my question now that I put at the bottom here?
Nope.
Why the fuck is Crystal so much better than everyone else?
Okay. The reason she's so much better is that she, basically her method of practicing is she makes a save state of every room in the game, and she drills it hundreds and hundreds of times until her consistency at like every room is pretty much about as high as you can get it. So, like she knows like every single RNG pattern you can get in any of these rooms, and she drills everything as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's what kills a lot of runs. I mean, you get just nickel and dimed by all these different rooms that have different random movement patterns. And
Yeah.
most players, they come in and they got to kind of see what's going on and adapt to it. But there's really a limited set of things that they could do, start out doing, and then as long as you behave consistently, they'll behave consistently. So you just really got to learn, 7 different versions of such and such room, and, of each room, and then you can speedrun all the different
So
possibilities.
there's
That's
no
a lot.
cheap tricks or anything there. It's just legitimately
Memorizing
more
everything.
practice and being better
Yeah.
at the game. So
Yeah.
Pretty
that's
much.
amazing
brute force practice.
amazing that would take off so much time compared to other people. It's ridiculous. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about Link to the Past, it's kind of similar to like Super Mario 64 when you think about the way the game works is that you can lose like small amounts of time in all these different places if you're not doing things like correctly or optimally. So it's like instead of more simple games where like there's like a few big tricks and then you're just kind of like walking to the right and making sure you're not slowing down for anything. Link to the Past is really complex and like where you can lose time in so many different places. So that's where she gains like minutes on the next fastest times.
All right. So now, would you like to do your segue now, Fiesel?
Let me see.
Speaking of crazy personalities,
Speaking of runners, how about the runners?
all right.
Well done.
Who else
Nice.
runs the game?
Who runs the game? Well, there's a bunch of people that race it on SRL. It's actually got quite a good Link to the Past racing community, as I'm sure most people know.
Whoa, who's in that? Is there a guy called
Who's in-
Fiesel in that community?
That guy doesn't. That guy doesn't play much. But no, there's a bunch of people who play it on the reg, including, but not limited to, Christo Soen, King Hippo 423, MCR, Murder by Death, Sigfur,
Yeah.
Crystal, Desirect, Jamo, Pryor, and Akamlum are the ones that we have listed here. But there are many more who didn't make the cut.
Including a Fiesel.
Who didn't make the cut?
They're not good enough. I'd like to point out that we considered a significant chunk of those people to be on the show this week. Like, there was a good 3-4 of those who we were going to put on the show.
This show has actually been being planned for like 5 weeks.
Yeah, well, this was
We just didn't know who to...
as soon as the SMW show was done, we started working on who we would get for this one. Because this is one of our designated big games.
Big games.
Yeah.
The other one is Legacy of the Wizard.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that in about 4 weeks.
God, we're going to get so many viewers for that show.
Yeah, at least 6.
All the Legacy of the Wizard viewers will be on there, all the stream viewers. But yeah, and then obviously we got some Nico runners. It
Nico
says
runners, who I'm not familiar with.
I can
Obviously-
talk about those.
Obviously,
so,
Japanese.
we have well, there are a couple that I'd say are like particularly notable. There's Piromu, who has the fastest any percent no save and quit time behind Crystal. Then he has like a low hour 28-minute run. I don't know the seconds offhand. But yeah, he is the best Japanese player. And then after him we have Neat with 4 E's, who also has a 128. He's a little behind Piromu.
It must be something about the names. If you have
Yeah.
a letter repeated a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's Rafe, you got close. If you just put the same vowel in, you would be
Just replace the A and the I with E's.
Yeah.
There you go.
Reeve.
Well, you gotta have all the vowels.
Well, just
Right,
have
well,
all of the
yeah.
vowels 3 times then.
I need to
Damn
get
it.
rid of the rest of the consonants.
They're just slowing you down.
I'm gonna have to change to PJ.
PPPPP.
6Js.
Oh my god! I just watched that flight. Oh, well, that's ridiculous. And then we got the old SDA runners. There's
Right. Well, we talked about the runs that run SDA. Wax run
Whack and Rafe,
TSA.
who's on the show right now. Look at that.
If
And
it's on
then
the show, it happens to be.
Tasses. There's a lot of Tasses here.
Well, all these people haven't like actually contributed to tasks in the game or whatever. But I think this is a good time to mention how Crystal and another guy, Oddity, you might have seen in the stream chat earlier, they started working on this game kind of like casually around 2010, and they got like more serious about optimizing the game, and they started like tasking individual rooms and kind of experimenting and finding the fastest solutions for every room. And they just spent like a lot of time doing trial and error and finding new techniques and stuff. And eventually they came up with what's called in the community the God task, which is kind of it's like a run that mirrors what like a fastest possible console run would be using task tools. So it doesn't use like task-only techniques like hovering over pits and stuff, because like no human could realistically do that. But it takes everything that you could do on a console and puts it all together into like one pretty much perfect run. And they found lots of time savers over any previous runners through that process, and that's why the times have gotten so low compared to what like TSA was getting. So Crystal and Oddity were the main people behind that. A mutual friend, Jaden, was kind of speedrunning alongside them in 2010, but he hasn't been active for a while. And then Vorpal Edge, SDA admin, me, MCR, and Tampa have contributed like various minor strat things.
Oh, Tampa with a minor contribution. Going down.
Well, the thing about Tampa is that he's very focused on like the genuine tasks, which is like using all the fastest possible strats. And I mean, he's contributed some advice and like general info about the game to help us, but he focuses more on like pure fast tasks.
Yeah, it's tough to get him to sandbag.
And
That's a lot of runners. There's a significant number of runners there.
we could probably
The
also
community's
maybe,
pretty large.
yeah, it is a pretty large. It's a
And
pretty competitive game.
That's not even all of them, because there's a whole load of other people who can also run the game who've done it
Yeah,
at various
true.
places. Like there's a lot of people.
Right.
This also might make a good time to talk about the thing that the planning for the 100%.
Oh
Cool.
yeah.
Or
Well, basically, basically Crystal is looking into a faster 100% route than what is used now. I think I don't know too much about this, but Desirect wrote a program to compare like routes in games.
Yeah, he has one for Super Metroid that he posted
Yeah.
about, where it compared something like 1,619 routes for 100%. Successfully found a faster route for him that has meant he'd broken his current personal best by like 2 minutes or something.
oh wow.
Like, that's ridiculous. That is. So he made one for this game. Does it work for this game too? Or?
Yeah, I think it's like a general purpose program. Again, like I don't know all the details because I haven't like looked at the program or anything. But I mean, Crystal, he's been collaborating with Crystal, and they're planning on testing like.
I think that's unfair.
I've heard like over 2 million routes.
Putting
per
that
100%.
putting that program in Crystal's hands is not fair for any other human being.
Yeah, it's no, definitely not. Link to the Past is ruined forever.
No one else could ever touch it if she gets a hold of that thing.
You just can't have fun, or you
Yeah,
can't expect to
no.
get a full run anymore.
Fun is not one of the inputs. That program cuts it out.
So,
I've optimized fun.
so yeah, then there's these categories, right? There's not that many. Any percent, 100%, Save quit, no save quit. Well, these
Okay.
glitch runs actually, I didn't know about these.
Oh yeah, I
Well,
think
we talked
usually
about
talk
any-
about those.
Well, yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah, well, the categories, any percent, 100%, and low percent are all pretty standard. And we mentioned the save quit, no save quit. And then, yeah, glitches. So there are some major glitches which are normally disallowed in most categories and most of the racing that happens, but there are actually some major skip glitches. In particular, two that we we're going to talk about is the Death Mountain descent and the exploration glitch. But anyway, these things allow you to do some serious sequence breaking in the game. I don't know. Should we talk about that stuff now or in the tricks section?
Guess later on. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, all the things we've been talking about do not use the Death Mountain descent or exploration glitch.
Yeah, I mean, I have a hunch as to why the community prefers not to dabble with, out of bounds stuff. But I mean, for some reason, like, even like the Japanese community, they just don't use Death Mountain Descent or Exploration Glitch at all to RTA the game, and I think no U.S. community has either, really. So yeah, it's pretty much like all the serious running is done with no out of bounds stuff. Just going through all the dungeons, killing all the bosses, and killing Ganon.
I mean, if you use EG, you could beat the game in, like, what is it, 3 minutes or 4 minutes or something like that?
Yeah,
I mean,
like
it
4 minutes.
becomes trivial at that point.
Yeah.
So I sort of see why you have to disallow it, or else there's no longer any, reasonable thing going on in the speedrun community. People are just doing this one
Right.
trick, walking
There's
the
no
dungeon.
entertainment.
Hey,
value
hang on a
to it.
minute. Ocarina of Time, any percent.
What, is there news?
It's the same thing.
No, silly.
Alright.
Yeah, well, that's
no,
why
Flicky, have
MST
you
is-
seen the out of bounds run for this game?
No, I haven't. I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah,
This
it's like
one- oh, we
5
got it.
minutes of just watching the map scroll.
We've got a clip of that, actually, that we can show. There's
Oh,
a
right.
trimmed down version of it.
Is it
Yeah,
like
it's
right?
pretty uneventful.
Yeah.
We may as well show it now, I guess, if we're talking about it, huh?
Yeah, go for it. We just got crystals run so people can be like, what the hell? How
We'll have
Yeah.
something to watch instead of listening.
how did this happen?
But yeah,
All
pretty
right,
much
so here we
the
go.
only...
So you get the, it's coming up now. You get the princess, and then you jump off of a ledge, and then you save quit in the middle of it. You come back again with the princess here, and then getting hit, you can go out of bounds. There's a bunch of different ways to do this trick. This just happens to be one of them. And now you'll just watch this guy, gradually, shifting from room to room.
So is he in the wall here? Or?
You're basically underneath everything, I think, and all the
Yeah, you're
rooms in
like
the
in a
game
different
are
layer.
connected.
You're in a
Yeah,
different
you're in a
layer
different
of
layer.
the game.
Right, and so all the different rooms are connected in one giant map. Well, I mean, to some degree, and then you so you can go from completely unrelated places once you're out of bounds because the game thinks these rooms are next to each other. You see a lot of these completely empty rooms, and these are just placeholders, just empty stuff in the game's memory. They didn't put any map data there.
But that one had a shadow.
Yeah, one of them had a shadow in it, so there was something in there. That could just be a room that actually gets used. It's just that none of the spawns happened because it, wasn't loaded properly. And so we're just making our way to Ganon.
So this is just like the Link's Awakening one.
And then it's over.
Oh, yeah, you kind of just breeze by Ganon and enter
Yeah.
this Triforce room. There you go.
Ganon, valiantly trying to stop you when you just walk past.
And yeah, despite how glitched out his room is.
Yeah.
So, no, I've never seen that. I'm glad I got to see that. That's ridiculous.
We basically just saw the entire run.
Yeah.
That was basically it. Other than, from
You
the
have
start
to
of the game,
get to the princess, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
that, and then from there it's over.
Alright, so let's run into these tricks then. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff to get through, so let's get rolling. So let's go with
Alright.
tricks.
Okay, well,
Oh, gee.
I think probably the most prominent trick in this game is bomb jumping, or yumping as Tampa would say. There are kind of 4 spots where bomb jumping is useful in a speed run. The first one is the getting the moon pearl, so you can you can use a bomb to go over that gap without having to go to the top level and change the switch. And I mean that's a bomb jumps are a pretty standard trick in speedruns. Like anyone who runs games seriously will do them all in a run. Recently, though, there some new techniques to do these bomb jumps were discovered. Namely, you can set a bomb and then you can kind of like dash into a wall, and then when you come down onto the ground from your ricochet, you'll be knocked by the bomb across the hole, but you'll have a bigger like pixel window to successfully do it if you do that dash into the wall method. The normal method, you only have 2 pixels to get across the moon pearl hole, and with the dash method, you have 6 pixels. If anyone watched my marathon run, I did the dash method, and it's a lot easier than the old method. And then we have the fire rod, the Skullwoods jump, just kind of like the same concept as the moon pearl one.
Which is the one? If you hang out in SRL, you'll see at least twice a week someone be like, "How do you do this jump?" and someone will link them.
Oh yeah, the ice palace one.
Ice palace.
Yeah, the diagonal one.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
There's a pretty spiffy image that Crystal made a long time ago that explains like every single relevant pixel that you need to know in order to do it. And I mean, once you like take this image in and internalize it, it's pretty easy to do consistently.
Does she have names for each pixel?
She might. I don't know. She's never told me. But yeah, I mean, the thing about bomb jumps is that, especially with the Ice Palace one, is that you have like some time between the setting the bomb and then it exploding. So you have like a couple of seconds to position yourself, which is why you can get it pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And then,
but if you can't do it fast, then you can have a hard time getting those lined up if you can't do it quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the bomb jumps, you can do safely by, you take as much time as you need to position yourself. Once you see that you're set right, then you can put the bomb down and go. But when you gotta like drop the bomb and then position yourself, that's a lot harder.
Yeah. On that note, there's you can like speed up the process, with what's called early bomb jump, where you set the bomb like a distance away from the point where it should be. And then you pick it up as soon as you set it, and you walk with it toward the spot, and then you throw it, and you have to get to the spot that Link has to be in really, really quickly. So that's a lot, it's a lot harder, and especially with like the Moon Pro jump, if you screw that up, you lose a ton of time. So, and then there was actually a 4th bomb jump that Tampa, told Crystal about recently, which you can do in like the Palace of Darkness. And it saves about a second and a half doing it. But the thing is that you lose life doing the bomb jump. You lose a heart, and having the sword beam is really important in the Palace of Darkness. So there's a point later in the dungeon where you kind of want to bank on like getting a fairy drop from a Helmosaur. And
she has half a heart left after that. That's nuts.
Yeah, that boost is crazy.
Yeah, I'm just watching this video. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, that's been introduced into the roster of strats pretty recently. So yeah, that's bomb jumping. Pretty integral tool in the speedrunner's arsenal. And then let's get into some Japanese 1.0 glitches. So most people who know about this game for speedrunning probably know that the Japanese 1.0 version is like the version to use because it has several tricks that aren't in any other versions that are helpful for going faster. The main one is item dashing. So you can, if you press the dash button and the item use button on like the same frame, so you have to be frame precise pressing both these buttons. You use both at the same time, so you'll dash and you'll be using the item at the same time. Like the most well-known one is hammer dashing, and when you hammer dash and there's like there's a thing on the ground you need to hammer, you'll kind of like dash through it and you won't have to slow down at all, which is pretty funny to watch.
I love the hammer dash.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hammer dash is very, very awesome.
Looks cool. I like how he just throws the hammer up in the air and he
Yeah.
winds up and then goes. It just looks so funny.
I just
Yeah.
imagine him just screaming while
I
he's
know.
charging through stuff.
Battle cry.
Yeah. Does the hammer dash not work through enemies though?
No,
Does it
no,
only
you
work
can't
through
like go
Oh.
through enemies. I mean, you can like release, you can get out of the dash, and then you'll like hammer the ground like normal, and then you can that will hurt enemies. But
Right,
you
like
can't
right
just
before
like fly through
Or
enemies. No.
right before Helmazor, yeah, you do that.
Yeah,
Because if you
yeah,
could
they're I'll go on.
if you could hammer dash and it actually did hammer damage while you were running through enemies, it would be the most broken thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
just do that everywhere. But yeah, no, as
Yeah,
it
you
is,
wouldn't
you
even
have
need
to stop the hammer.
upgraded sword.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hammer dashing is used pretty liberally in the swamp dungeon. It's used like a bunch of times there, and several more times throughout the rest of the run. So that's the most useful item dash. And then there are some other things that are useful. There's you can cane dash with the cane of Samaria, and that's used like a couple times if you use some kind of risky strats, like in the Turtle Rock dungeon. You can use that to like get the block to explode and then like start dashing at the same time. And then there's boomerang dashing, which has been introduced into the strat arsenal a lot more recently.
Yeah, that is a new thing. What is? I don't even think I've seen this. What is the boomerang dashing all about? Like, where do you use it?
So you can actually you can start dashing and throw the boomerang in any direction you want. So you have to press A, Y, and then the direction you want to throw the boomerang. So it can be like a diagonal or a cardinal direction. And you have to press those all in the same frame. And you can do some cool stuff with switches and stuff,
Wow.
like you see in the video.
Oh, that's
That's
neat.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I like.
So yeah, you can apply that there, and then in the Tower of Hera as well. And then there's the super speed, which is kind of like
That's probably the most useful item dash, isn't it? As far as saving time.
actually in TAS probably. I mean, the thing about a console is that it's hard to be precise, while in the super speed mode. But basically, you press when you have hook equipped, the hook shot equipped. When you're on a stairwell, you press dash and the hook shot at the same frame, and then when you exit the stairwell, you'll be moving like at a really fast pace. I think it's the same speed you dash at, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
I think it's the same speed that you move while grabbing onto something with the hook shot.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Okay.
It fixes your speed at the hook shot speed when you do that.
Yeah.
It's kind
So
of
you have to-
that makes sense.
The thing is, if you get hit while you're in the super speed mode, you lose it. So, like, if you've seen the video, Crystal, like, stopped right before that enemy just so as not to lose it. And, I mean, the main place where it's useful is, on Death Mountain here, so you have to avoid these boulders while in super speed mode, and it's pretty hard to control.
Very difficult to control. There's another
Yeah,
place
really
where you can
hard.
use that super speed mode to knock down the three while you're knocking down the three posts.
Oh,
and that's
yeah,
even
well,
less
that's just-
time saved.
Yeah. That's just
Like-
totally ridiculous. I don't think Crystal
that one
even
could
does that.
almost be a waste of time if you're not super precise with it.
I think most of the time it would be a waste of time if you're not, for most people.
I think in my run I
Oh.
used that.
You did?
Yeah.
Cool. It's really hard to just such an easy thing just to knock down these three posts, but with the super speed it's so hard.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's like gauntlet speed shoes power.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally.
Well, what are those?
Don't be better.
Glitch.
Alright, okay, let's keep rolling then, because otherwise we're not even going to be done with this before.
Yeah, okay.
Because
And then we have, the other major, well, it's not really major, it's small, but we have mirror block erasing, which is also Japanese 1.0 only. You basically have the mirror equipped in, like, a inside area that isn't a dungeon, and when you're pushing a block and the block is moving and you press Y to use the mirror, it'll basically erase the block. So you can kind of skip some small, like, block puzzle things. It doesn't save them much time, but it's cool.
It's one of the more surprising
Anyway.
things when someone who's never seen it before is watching.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like a neat novelty thing when you first see it.
Yeah, people get confused by it. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's like, those are all the 1.0 glitches that are applicable to like any speedrun. And then we have quick warps. Quick warps are they're a really strange quirk of the game engine. I can't really explain it in depth. I don't think it's like 100% known how they work. But basically, for both those blue warps on the overworld and when you mirror, if you're in a correct pixel position, horizontal-wise, vertical doesn't matter, then the warping transition animation will be will be faster by 34 frames than the normal transition animation. So, like, there in almost every spot where you warp between the light world and the dark world, there's a quick warp spot, like a quick warp pixel position, or pixel window rather, where you can save a bit of time per instance of that. So that's like a really minor thing that can save you several seconds throughout the run if you hit them all. But some are really, really precise, and some are pretty easy. So it varies. And then I think the last major glitch we have is the Ganon Torch glitch, which is also pretty well known. You can't do it on the Japanese 1.2 version, which is weird. But you can do it on every other version, including the US version. Basically, you light the left torch during the Ganon fight before the right torch goes out as well, and then the right torch will never go out for the entire battle. So that saves a lot of time, and you having to dash between the torches and light both of them. So yeah, those are all the main tricks / glitches, like the main ones. There's a bunch of like general techniques that are used throughout the run too. Like I mentioned earlier, how Link to the Past it has a really complex engine where you can lose like small time in a lot of different places. Well, some of these techniques I'm about to describe are like where you lose that time. So there's this like set of things called wall pumping, door pumping, stair wobbling, statue wobbling. So for wall pumping and door pumping, when you're moving north or west along a wall, you can, you're holding upper left on the D-pad, and then if you press in the direction toward the wall you're going along, you have a 50% chance of basically saving a frame. So when you're walking along the wall left or up, then you want to like mash against the wall, and you'll go a little faster.
Yeah. For anyone who's like getting into speedrunning this game, that's one of the tricks that I would put little emphasis on, simply because of the amount of time that you cannot save with it very reasonably.
Right.
In a task situation where you can guaranteed get it every single frame, it's pretty awesome and saves you ridiculous amounts of time, but in real time it's just...
I like how that's the first one on your list too.
Yep.
Right. What's the one people
all the
talk
stuff
most
is
about?
really minor. There's also stair wobbling, statue wobbling. Basically, you move the D-pad back and forth while you're pushing a statue or going up stairs that don't automate your movement.
Stairs and statue one, that one is actually, or those ones save a lot more time than just wall pumping. Like, you can do that in real time pretty reasonably and see a noticeable difference.
The stair wobbling definitely is worth doing.
Yeah. Then there's stairwell lag. Basically, the way stairwell lag works is that when you go down a staircase and you like end up on a different floor of whatever dungeon you're in, if you move in any other direction besides due west or due east after exiting the doorway, you'll move slower for a handful of frames. So you kind of want to like move left or right for like a frame, and then start moving in whatever direction you want to go. And doorways also behave differently in terms of like when you're going out of a doorway. If you go straight out of the doorway, then you'll go at full speed. But some doors, if you try and go diagonal out of the doorway, like you hold diagonal down while going out of them, you'll move slower for some bizarre reason. So there are some like minor differences between like specific doors throughout the game. It's really, really weird.
Strange how a lot
then
of
we
these
have
tricks work differently in one direction, but not the other. You know, some things will be true for like east and not west. And such.
yeah. The
The
game
engine is really
like,
weird that way.
Yeah. Like in Tampa's task, like it's west and north, I think, where he can do that that increased walking speed by alternating direction. So the game's weird with slanting things toward different directions. And I think, we probably are getting a bit low on time, so I'm gonna just speed past these other ones. There's a key door dashing is where normally when you try and dash into a locked door where you need a key to open it, usually when you do it, you'll kind of just like collide with the door, even though it'll be opened. But in most screens where there's a key door where you want to dash into it, there's a way to like line up with a wall or another object in the room, and then you will dash through the door every time without colliding with it. So knowing those, is important for not losing those seconds of collision throughout the run.
And knowing that you can change directions while you're winding up for a dash, that's actually something that I didn't know for a while, and that was throwing off all kinds of things that I was trying to do.
Right. Yeah, that's an important part. Like, dashing and charging up for, the sword revolve thing, like the sword thing where he swings it around. There, like, you can poke things while charging that, and there's just like various very minor things related to general mechanics that you can do with this game. It's cool. And then very minor thing, you can like dash into the duck when it's coming to bring you to warp you to another place. Like that'll save a handful of frames just because of the way the screen scrolls, and the duck isn't on the screen for as much time if you dash into it. Let's see, quick ledge hops. So some ledges, if you try to, some ledges you press A and you'll jump off them immediately, but other ledges, this is really weird. You'll grab the ledge. Yeah, you'll grab the ledge instead of jumping off it immediately. So for these ledges, you want to like turn sideways and then hold diagonal into the ledge and then press A in order to jump off them quickly. It's just like a lot of these really bizarre engine quirks that necessitate the use of all these minor techniques. And then this is like a good general purpose one. You're invincible while you have the hook shot out, so that's used like a lot in the Ganon fight.
And passing through rollers. Oh yeah, in the Ganon fight, sure.
Yeah. And then one last thing I wrote down, like this probably isn't a comprehensive list, what I've been talking about, but you can get temporary invincibility from the blue and red floor switches, where you hit a switch and then the things rise into the floor out from it. If you're on top of a switch that comes out of the ground, when you hit the switch that triggers it, then you'll get temporary invincibility, and that's used in the Chain Chomp room in Turtle Rock and a couple other places.
Can you also, I don't know, you did mention hookshot invincibility, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is the game where there's just like a thing flying towards you, you just hookshot and it goes through you, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But is that also in Link's Awakening, or am I imagining that?
I don't really know that game.
I can't remember if it's in that one as well, but anyway, so Rafe, do you want to go over this 100% stuff? Because I guess you know about 100%.
Yeah, I do significantly more 100% runs than I do any percent. Maybe because it's generally easier. But I think the reason people generally don't do it is because of the luck-related stuff. In any case, the route differs slightly in the 100%. Like you do some of the dungeons in a different order. What's interesting is that in 100%, I should say, if you've ever seen an any percent run of this game, you'll know that the dungeons the order you do them in is completely out of whack compared to the way that it was intended originally.
It's like 2, 7, 8, 4, 6 or something ridiculous, isn't it?
And you do
So it's all over the place.
1, 4, like 5. I can't even remember it anymore. I haven't done it any percent in a while.
1, 4, 3, 5, 2, 6, 7 is the order.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, the order. In 100%, it's actually very similar to the order the game was intended to be done in. Aside from doing 1, 4, it's like you do 1, 4, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So I mean, just taking 4 out and doing it after the first dungeon, that's the only difference from the intended order.
So what's in 4 that makes it so...
Yeah, why the change?
The reason you do 4 so early on is because after you get the, what do you call it, the Titan's Mitt in that one. And the Titan's Mitt allows you to get the upgraded sword. It's the tempered Master Sword. It's the red one. And having that extra power throughout the game allows you to do so many things a lot faster. It's just worth your while to get that quickly.
Okay.
And let's see. Other 100% differences. Naturally, the big differences being, of course, that you go and get all the pieces of heart. And that's also where some of the route differences come in, is that it's just more convenient to stop and get hearts in some places. The couple of the games you do can really contribute to the difficulty of a 100% run that you just don't see in any percent, whereas in any percent the difficulty lies in like staying alive and just doing things very, very accurate. The digging game, that game is the bane of every run. The reason for that is because there's no way to influence it in any way to get... Well, there's really minor things you can do. Tompa has actually done a lot of work in researching the game, the digging game that is. Like, there's all these weird little quirks about it. The random number generation that goes on, it's all over the place. One of the quirks is that you cannot get the piece of heart within the first, it's like 22 digs. So you have to dig at least 22 times before you can even start being considered for the heart piece when you are doing the digging.
Wow.
That's why you'll never see any runs where someone just gets it off the bat. And I think in the GBA version there's a difference there. You can actually get it on any dig, but at least in the SNES Japanese one. So there's that. There's also like this a lot of different things with zones, like where you're digging, the rate at which you dig. After you've dug 22 times, you start varying your timing just a little bit because it'll start considering the heart. And the way the RNG works is how do I explain this? This is difficult, I have to say.
Because I don't understand. I don't know any of this.
Yeah, the game is so convoluted the way it does the digging game. It's just disgusting.
You can't shovel dash, right?
No,
Yeah, Tompa,
well, you can, but it doesn't have the effect that you think.
Oh, it would be so nice if you could just dash and dig at the same time.
You dig up his entire yard.
Yeah, it does the wind-up animation for the dig, but then you just run, and it doesn't dig anything.
That's sad.
But yeah, Tompa says it's about a 1 in 8 chance after the first 22 or so. But yeah, it depends on where you've been digging and where you're going to be digging. Because there's different zones that the whole digging area is separated into. There's like, 7 or 8 zones? And where you, getting the heart piece generally only happens in certain zones.
I've not even played this game, and I don't even want to hear the word digging again.
Yeah, basically, the digging game is a mess. You just dig as fast as you can, and get as many digs in as you can, and that's...
Right.
I think Oddity had a pretty good video showing a strategy for getting maximized number of digs.
Right. But anyway, so the frustrating thing, though, is that this is random. It wastes, 60 seconds. It wastes such a large amount of time that it would make you reset if you didn't get it, quickly.
Yeah, I think Crystal had a rule that if you didn't get it within your first 2 tries at the digging game...
That's reasonable, yeah.
Then you just reset.
And it comes, 35 or 40 minutes into the run or something like that?
Yeah, it's right around the 45, 50-minute mark. I think.
Oh my god, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So, And then right after that, yeah, it's a total mess.
Yeah, part of the 100% run route is just getting enough rupees as early as possible to do the digging game. So you get it out of the way before you get too far into the run.
Right. So then immediately after the digging game.
Yeah, immediately after the digging game, there's another mini game you have to do where it's the chest mini game, if anyone has seen that one before. And I don't know if we've got a video of this one, but the way it works is you go inside and you talk to the guy and you pay your money and you get to open chests. And the way the game was made, it was supposed to be completely random what you get out of each chest. But the way they did the random number generation is that every single frame, all the items inside the chests rotate. And it starts rotating every single frame from the time you stop talking to the guy to start the game. And so you can actually time opening the chests, and there's a musical cue that people like to use to time the frames. And if you get it on the exact right frame, you can get the heart piece every time. Now there's a quirk in the Japanese version that you cannot get the heart piece on your first chest. In every other version, you can get it on the first or second chest. And yeah, pretty much you just have to have really good timing on that one in order to get it.
They must have been really proud of their mini games if they want you to dig 22 times, 2 chests, before you even have a chance.
They can skip the whole fucking game, but there's no way they're gonna screw us over on this.
Yeah.
You're gonna dig, damn it.
Yeah, the chest game is kind of a silver lining to the random number dark cloud for running this game 100%. The dark cloud, of course, being the digging game.
This sounds absolutely horrible. I can't even really comprehend that minigame. Like, any minigame that's that complicated shouldn't be played.
Yeah.
It's like cards from Final Fantasy 9 all over again.
But yeah, like, they put so much programming into the game, it's just stupid.
Change every frame, that's so insane. Oh my god. Alright, so, I mean, we explained these large glitches, actually. Actually, we didn't explain Turtle Rock glitches.
Yeah, so this is actually another thing that's exclusive to the 1.0 version, but you can skip most of Turtle Rock. I think we have a video for this. Basically, there's a spot in the overworld where you abuse the fact that you can, like, mirror, and then you walk a little bit downward and get into a ledge, and then you can, like, you're able to drop off the ledge into a place you normally wouldn't be able to after you mirror back to the dark world. There's like 2 steps to this glitch. Like, the first step is really easy, and you can do it kind of like every time. You don't really have to time anything. And then the second component is extremely difficult because you have to mirror, and then you have to I haven't tried to do it myself because I don't do OOB stuff, but you kind of, like, I think you have to time the mirror on the first frame that you jump off the ledge, and then you have to do that twice. So you have to do 2 frame perfect inputs in a row, and then if you screw up, then you lose like a shitload of time.
Well, for jumping down from a ledge like that, the timing is actually really, really generous. You just pretty much just stand in, like, you get down to, you'll notice in the video when you move up to the ledge in the dark world, no, hold on. Yeah, it's complicated, but it's pretty generous for just jumping down a ledge that already had a jump in one version of the world.
Right, the first part is generous, and then the second part, which you probably, I don't know what the stream delay is like, but you probably watched most of it by now. But you're kind of like inching forward a pixel to get into this ledge, and then you have to do that twice, and then you can kind of like walk inside the ledge. It kind of looks like zipping, but you're just like walking in the ledge, and you walk to this entrance at the very bottom of Turtle Rock, and you're at like the bottom already, and then you just kind of have to like bomb the entrance to allow Link into the room. and then you're like nearly at the end of the dungeon.
Wow.
So that's going to be in Tampa's new version of the full game task whenever he completes that. But yeah, I mean, if anyone wanted to seriously try and do like a run using OOB glitches, but not using the exploration glitch, like this would be like probably the hardest thing they could try and do to save time.
But it does save a lot of time to skip that dungeon.
Oh yeah, minutes probably.
So go tell EXO, and then we'll get it.
Right.
I don't think, if EXO and Crystal competed on the same Link to the Past run, I don't think anyone else would be speedrunning by the end of the week.
There would be no survivors.
They'd be like, no. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm not going to do it.
Alright.
I'd just give up. I'd quit.
Yeah, I
speedrunning.
give.
Why would I bother when these two exist? Like, what's the point? They'll just eventually get to my game. Alright, so,
We should probably talk about the Death Mountain Descent, because that's all a related glitch. It's sort of similar to what we just saw there.
Did we not mention that earlier?
We mentioned it, but we actually have a little clip that we can show.
Oh, right,
I don't
okay.
think we said what it actually is. We just said that it's a glitch.
Alright, well, go on. Let's go. Do you want to do it? Can you do that, Feasel?
I can do it.
Go on, then.
Alright, so let's, we'll run that clip there. So basically it's the same kind of trick where you're using the mirror to switch back and forth between the light and dark worlds, and you're kind of inching your way into a wall here, and then basically eventually the outcome is that you're able to jump down off of this ledge that you see here, and I'm on a stream delay, so you guys are probably already seeing him off there, but once you do that, you can actually leave Death Mountain early and get back into the main part of the map earlier than you would be able to otherwise.
Yeah, the main point in this would be so that you could get to the Dark World on the rest of the map without having to fight Aghanim 1.
Right.
Because you have to go into like the castle and do a lot of, fighting stuff, and then actually fight him, and he's kind of a random mess in and of himself. But doing this Death Mountain exploration glitch lets you skip that.
Right. You still have to get the Moon Pearl if you want to be able to be a Link.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. No one wants to fight Aghanim. He's a jerk.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't know about Aghanim, basically, after the first shot, which is always an orange shot, it's pretty much, I think, a 50-50 chance he throws a blue ball or an orange shot. And obviously you want him to throw orange shots all the time. So...
But anyway, he's a heavily RNG-based boss, is the point, and so you can't really predict how many cycles it's going to take to kill him.
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay,
What else do we
Death
have?
Mountain Descent
Yeah.
is pretty neat. I've never seen
Yeah.
this before.
I like how everything's all glitched out when you get out of there. You can do it
Yeah.
as the bunny, too, and just start walking
like-
around with the bunny.
It's like you started to use the mirror, and then you just froze the graphics the way that
Yeah.
they were.
alright, so are we on to this MISC section now?
Yeah, I think I talked about this earlier, about, differences between tool assembly and console play, which warranted, creating that, console-style task. I covered that. So the next point is, so there are some, memes of sorts that are in the community, after, auditing Crystal, and people have done so much research, and I think the funniest one to come out of, the game's research is this thing called RNG Bush. And what RNG Bush is, you dash into a bush, and there's a very small chance that, it'll become a skull, and you collide with it, or it'll become like a soldier, and, it can harass you. So, that's probably just like the standout example of funny Link to the Past-isms. And then,
So
we
it's
mentioned the 100% root forcing stuff.
It's gonna be
Right.
scary, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, we got... I guess we're gonna try and do chat questions, even though,
Even though
Twitch
a lot of
chats.
people don't have the chat.
So, if we miss your question, it's because of that. I just want to do this learning the game bit, and then I think I'm actually going to have to run off because I have to wake up tomorrow early, and It's amazing what a difference half an hour of sleep can make. So I think what I might do, if that's alright, is just hang up this Skype call and you guys recall and finish the show without me.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's get that sorted now. Who's gonna call it? Because we need to arrange that otherwise. Feasel, do you want to call it? Yeah.
I don't know if I'm trusting my internet. Someone else do it.
PJ? Alright, go on PJ.
We will be right back.
Yeah,
Practicing all.
And here we are.
yeah, and even Duckfist in there. Good job everybody.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna skip this Q&A section. So you can start asking questions in Q&A.
If you can't get into the Twitch chat, you can PM us in IRC as well.
That works too. And so yeah, well, I mean, you guys can say thanks to the two chefs for being on the show and whatnot.
Yeah,
do
well,
our
we can
best.
handle it.
Well, you do that sort of shit. Yeah, I'll be off. What is next week, by the way? Just a PJ,
I don't think.
or is it
no,
Feasel?
I think this is still Feasel.
What?
It's still
It's mine.
Yeah, what is next week?
I didn't know that.
All right, whatever.
Next
Anyway,
week is Mystery Week. Next
Yeah.
week's Mystery Surprise Week.
okay, that's
boy.
Will be mystery
yeah.
surprise.
I didn't want to cut off this episode because there's a lot of stuff in this game. So I'm just gonna go. I'll see you guys whenever.
Okay.
Alright,
Don't
see
say
ya,
anything.
Flicky.
See you later, Flicky.
Good night,
you guys.
Vicky.
Good night.
And he's gone.
Oh, I guess we can finish with good stuff for learning the game while people get their questions in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go for
now
it.
that Flicky's gone, let's get the real
Yeah,
party.
now we can
Oh.
actually
Yeah.
restart the timer. Go to the real splits.
Anyway, so if you want to learn this game, there's an IRC channel dedicated to it. It's number ALTTP, as you might expect. There's a lot of good links in the topic of the channel, and if you ask any questions related to speedrunning the game in the channel, there are numerous people that'd be willing to help you. So that's a general good thing to do if you're interested in running the game. Master Sword races are a good way to learn the game's quirks and engine and how it works in general. You only play about a little under a third of the game or so, but you see a good amount of what you can do in it.
Right.
So,
and there's a lot of Master Sword racers and people who have various abilities, so you would have some competition at your level. So Master Sword is definitely a great place to start.
Yeah. So there's also some kind of scattered resources. It's been centralized recently. There's a link that maybe someone wants to paste into the chat if they can.
We'll put it in the link database.
We'll put a link in it.
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
paste it in the chat. Stick it in the Skype chat, and I'll get it.
Okay. Well, it's
Is it in the
Notesmash. It's notesmash.org/crystal/ALTTP.
Okay.
And this is kind of like a portal page that links to a bunch of great resources for learning how to play the game. And there's links to some helpful images, like the Ice Palace bomb jump image that we were talking about earlier. Is links there. There's a link to all the prize pack orders for item drops and other great stuff there. So check that out. And then probably the other main helpful link for running this game is Oddity's YouTube channel. It's the channel is LTTP4, the number 4, HTTP, and there's a lot of various room strats that you don't see in the God task because they might deal with alternate conditions or whatever. And there's actually a 100% God task on there too. So there's a lot of great stuff there too. And then I think the final note I'd say for learning the game is that studying the game as well as playing it, they're both equally important just because of how technical this game is. You want to play it a lot so you can kind of learn what happens in all the rooms and get a grasp of the physics and all that, and learn the muscle memory. But you also want to make sure you're taking in all those technical strats I was describing earlier, like, handling the doors correctly and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's,
you're
I
gonna
think that's
find
really
that.
the key to getting a good time.
Yeah, you'll find that if you're trying to, it'll actually kind of frustrating at first because you'll download some video or something like that and try to just copy the strats in it, and you'll find that even if you copy it perfectly, you'll be just losing time all over the place. And it is just the little things that Cypher's been talking about, losing frames here and there, stairwell lag, things like that.
Yeah, but do some Master Sword races and play the game at first just to get a sense of what's going on. And then once you have like the fundamentals down, it's a good time to like do some studying and incorporate the more, the finer details into your play, using those links I mentioned. So I think that's it for learning the game.
Lots
People
of
have
stuff
chat
to
questions
think.
after that.
Lots of stuff to think over.
Yeah.
This game it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
it's
could have
really
Stuff in it.
filled another hour.
Yeah.
Stuff. Hmm.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, if you guys have any chat questions, feel free to post them. There was one that was asked in advance over IRC from Greenalink, and I pasted it somewhere, and I have no idea where it went.
Greenlink has lots and lots of Link to the Past glitch videos. I was amazed. I was looking around on YouTube, and there was he's got like 38, like a playlist of 38 crazy Link to the Past glitches or something.
So he asked earlier, if you speedrun a Zelda game that isn't a Link to the Past, what game would it be and why? I'm assuming this is for our
For
guests.
people who do run Link to the Past, huh?
Yeah.
You want to go first, Reef?
Yeah, sure. If I was going to run one that was not this game, a Zelda game that was not Link to the Past, I would probably go with one of the Zelda Oracles games. It would be Oracle of Ages or Oracle of Seasons. Probably Oracle of Ages because... Well, actually, no. I'd go with Oracle of Seasons because I don't want to run any other Zelda games that I like too much because it makes me like them less.
Yeah, it'll just ruin it.
And I really like Oracle of Ages, so I would want to go with Seasons probably.
You could just pick a game that you absolutely hate and do it that way.
Well, it's got to have enjoyable music, is my thing, in order to run a game. If I don't like the music, I can't handle running it.
Or you could just mute it and listen to something else, like
Yeah.
I do sometimes.
Castle Excellent has some pretty
Yeah.
sweet music.
Exactly.
That 3-second loop is awesome. All right, what are your thoughts, Cypher?
So this is an interesting question for me because Link to the Past is actually the only Zelda game I've beaten, and I only I plan to play it eventually, but I only really played it when I did because Crystal kept urging me to and bugging me to like stream my first playthrough, and then she continued to keep bugging me to pick up the game and speedrun it, and that's really like the main reason why I started speedrunning it, and I ended up doing the marathon run.
Was peer pressure.
Yeah, peer pressure. There you go.
Yeah.
But I think I'd probably want to do Link's Awakening just because it's a similar style to this game, and I have played some of Link's Awakening, and I've liked the design I've seen in it. So yeah, that game does interest me, and if I did do another game besides Link to the Past, I'd probably do Link's Awakening.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Link's Awakening would be I don't want to say a logical choice, but it seems like it would be a good one to pick.
Yeah. Right.
Only
Except
if you
for the
like
fact that
pausing
you'd
a
be,
lot.
What's that?
If you like pausing the game a whole lot to skip
Yeah.
skip text.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all over menus, so I can deal with that.
The only issue with Link's Awakening is that you'd have to compete with EXO.
Yeah, true.
But that's the price you got to pay. You're competing with Crystal here, so can't really win.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, you guys are both wrong, and the answer is Zelda 2.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show, though.
We kind of
Zelda
tricked
2
you,
is
though.
just fun to play. Like, I really just like playing that one, not in a speed.
Not speedrunning it?
Yeah.
I could understand that. Do.
All right. Do we have any other questions here?
I haven't seen
We can
any in
make some
chat.
up. I actually don't have chat at the moment, so I don't even know.
I've had like the Flash chat and
That's fine.
IRC chat open the whole time, and like I've had I've had like one at some times and the other at other times, and it's been really wacky.
Yeah, for me, it's like it's crashing once in a while. There was a question up here from Steve the Dreamer, but it was directed towards Crystal. We can ask it
Maybe,
anyways.
yeah, maybe Cypher could answer that one.
Yeah.
What was his
Okay.
question?
So he says, in all seriousness, my question is, how can we help support Crystal getting some runs submitted on console? Stream
I've
equipment?
heard that
Well,
question asked before too.
I've asked this question myself, even.
Yeah, I think most people probably have. We're familiar with her runs, but I didn't actually mention this during the show, but she's actually working on a revision of the God Task, and she's generally just like testing out strats again, and they're kind of just in the drawing board right now, Oddity and Crystal. So she wants to wait until like strats are quote unquote finalized before she starts like doing really, really serious attempts. She does have a console setup, and she does have a 1.0 cartridge.
Okay.
So the main barriers are finalizing the strats, and then she does have to learn how to play on a controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the two main things. So, I mean, you're going to see console runs from her eventually, but it will be some time still.
Yeah, she's got to get the SNES keyboard,
Yeah.
the second Mario Paint accessory.
There's one other thing we ought to mention real quick. We kind of mentioned it earlier, but it seems a bit more finalized. There is going to be a Link to the Past race every Sunday. That's supposed to be at, what, 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Eastern Time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
what
more finalized. Like, it's
Okay.
seems to be more formalized than it was before.
Right. Yeah, and that was just talked about this week, and we figured it's probably a good day to, a good week to come up with something like this because it's linked to the past episode and all that. But
Yeah.
yeah, Sunday at 3 p.m. it looks like.
Speedrunslive.com if you want to
Speedruns
participate or watch.
So this is open to anybody of all levels?
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Good stuff.
I think they're going to be typically any percent no save and quit races. Though there was talk about like different offbeat goals using like a goal generator of some kind. But I don't really know the details behind this, so you can come in the Link to the Past IRC channel and ask about it if you're interested.
There's also been a lot of talk about Link to the Past bingo. I mean, the talk kind of comes and goes, but people. I think basically the thing is people are kind of unsure about how to set it up. Like, do you allow glitches? Death Mountain Descent, exploration glitch, other things like that. Do you allow? What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
But there might be that someday. I mean, it would be an interesting thing to see what people come up with.
Yeah, it seems like as far as the exploration glitch goes, because the I'm going to put quotes around this, the any percent exploration glitch, that's already like a 3-minute run.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to make that meaningful is to throw 100% exploration glitch, and then you could start doing some really interesting things as far as a run goes.
Yeah, that would be a big, quite an interesting planning problem at that point. Assuming you could use exploration glitch, and you've got to get all the items,
Mhm.
So that's
Desurect was working on a route for that. It was looking really interesting at the time.
What about like an MST style? You have to beat
Or you
all the
just have to-
dungeons, but
Yeah,
you
there's
can use
actually
exploration glitch.
there's something interesting in the tasking community regarding that. There was recently a GBA version, all dungeons tasks using the exploration glitch was published on uploaded to Nico Video by one Yuzuhara 3, and I haven't watched it because I hate the GBA version, but I mean, like, that's a pretty interesting thing in its own right. And, I mean, there is some interest for using the exploration glitch to kind of, take different routes throughout the game.
But yeah, I mean, basically, this game isn't sequence broken enough without it to be able to do a proper bingo, really. So, I mean, that's why, I thought that it might make sense.
So what? This isn't really a chat question. what are the main differences between the GBA version and the SNES version? Besides you said the digging game, you can get it the first dig. And probably the screen resolution's really terrible.
Yeah.
They also added a really annoying voice for Link.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've played that, but the voice is just, it's horrifying. I know there's also, they made a difference to the ice dungeon so that they changed the final puzzle in it so that it's solved differently.
Oh, right, yeah, I remember that.
Huh.
You can't, there used to be this thing that pretty much everybody did when playing the game is you would, in the SNES version, you'd go and do Dungeon 6 before Dungeon 5 because you could use the Cane of Samaria to place a block on this one switch instead of pushing a block from the floor above. And that was like the easy way out. But I know that doesn't work in the GBA version. There's a different way of solving that puzzle.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I was confused for a while because I was looking at a bunch of YouTube videos and half of them looked like the colors were all messed up and it was zoomed in really far, and then I realized it was just the GBA.
Yeah. I tried playing Mega Man and Bass on GBA, which is the GBA version of Rockman and Forte. You can't see the entire top half of the screen that I normally use for visual cues. So
Oh, wow.
it's terrible. One of the mini bosses wasn't even on the screen. He was way above it, shooting stuff at me.
Yeah.
I tried playing the GBA Super Mario World just for giggles, and it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I'm sure that there's more stuff here.
Yeah.
Why is Mario half the height of the screen?
Yeah, really.
All right.
Yeah, there's a question that came in from MLS79. Should we do that one real quick?
Yeah, I was just going to mention that one. That's a good question. What is the most irritating boss in the game and why? I mean, I've got my guess, but
Yeah, me too.
I want to hear what you guys think.
So I'll answer first. I think it's definitely all around most entertaining is Aghanim 1, just because there's absolutely nothing you can do about him. And I mean, it can range from anywhere from getting 0 blue balls, which is the best thing, to getting over 10. And yeah, I mean it's a number of seconds wasted per blue ball.
Yeah.
And a thing that even adds insult to injury is that he does a lightning attack, which is he does a set lightning attack after I think every 4 shots he fires. I mean, regardless of what kind of shot he fires. So you can if you get 3 blue balls, you'll get an extra lightning compared to 2. So getting 2 saves so much time over getting 3 just because of the set lightning. Yeah, I mean that's due to RNG, but I'd say the most irritating boss to fight is probably I think most of the people would say Landmolus, just because he's really hard and really random. But I personally, I really enjoy fighting him. I mean, Aghanim 2 is really random as well, but I think I really don't like Cold Stare just because of the ice blocks that fall from the ceiling.
Yeah, those do a lot of damage.
Yeah, well, it's just generally it knocks you out of the positioning you want to be in, and you have to account for a lot of different things that can happen in the battle due to the ice blocks, and you have to position precisely. And then if you don't get the quick kill, then they go all over the place, and it sucks.
Right, you want to get them trapped in that upper right corner, one of the corners, and yeah, if you don't get that and they start getting out of control, then the fight ends up taking a long time.
And if you miss a fire rod, you can't beat him.
Yeah, if you run out of magic.
If you use any
see,
magic whatsoever.
King Hippo mentioned Helmasaur, and I have to give a shout out to Helmasaur too because of his fireballs and tail, and he can use those to combo you and hit you no matter what. And trying to kill him with the hammer is pretty precise as well.
Stuff here.
So I think we've got a shout for every boss so far.
What about Moth? Because that's the one that I would pick. Because he always annoys me because I can never, get him to actually take damage when I hit him.
Who?
I mean, I understand there's a trick to it. You just got to
Mothula?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it should probably be explained. There's there's like a kind of a glitch involved with Mothra where if you hit him into spikes, I think it's based on his shadow, not his sprite. But if you hit like I think the shadow into spikes, then the damage will be nullified. So
because
you
the
kinda
red
wanna
sword does like the same amount of damage as spikes, and the boss can't get hit by spikes, and so if he gets hit into them,
No, that's actually that
Is that
applies to the
something
gold
else?
sword. It's the
Oh,
gold
right.
sword that applies to. The thing is, the spikes do the same amount of damage as like I think like the gold sword or something. Like there's a weird glitch where if he takes too much damage, he doesn't take any damage at all. That's basically how that works.
maybe it was the spin attack with the red sword that was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
you can't spin it with the red sword. That's it.
My guess would have been, this shows how separate I am from the Link to the Past community, I guess. My guess would have been blind,
Oh,
because I'm
the
always
thing about
amazed
blind-
whenever I see those runs.
I mean, I find blind difficult, but apparently the more you practice blind, the more predictable it is. And so, like, if you're really good, that's actually one of the less problematic bosses or something.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Blind is actually pretty predictable. If you kind of do the same thing on him every time, he'll always act in the same way.
Oh,
And,
okay.
yeah. Actually, that was probably the boss that I came up with some boss strat improvements when I started playing this game, and I kind of adapted to console what the task does, like the general movements you do and what like when you slash and stuff.
Yeah.
And before then, console runners were kind of just like winging the blind battle, but he can be manipulated like consistently.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, if you know what you're doing, he's not really a problem.
Yeah, if you win
Yeah, I
it, he
used to
looks
have
like
a lot of
nightmare.
trouble with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
tough boss when you're starting out, just because there's fireballs everywhere, and if you don't
Yeah.
have this, any predictability, if you don't know how to predict what he's going to do, it's a mess.
Yep.
All
All right, well, I guess I'll take a shot at answering that question then.
Uh-huh.
Go for it.
The two boss, like I'm gonna say two bosses that I just hate the most because they're just so annoying. Like I don't really mind Aghanim 1 because it's out of my control and well, whatever happens happens. But Lon Mullis is really annoying for me because I haven't put the ridiculous amounts of practice in because I don't really play on emulator because there's a lot of input delay that I get on when I play on emulator that I don't get on console. And so, for me to practice on Mullis is really, really time-consuming because I can't just reload the state over and over again. And Lon Mullis is partially luck-based, but a lot of execution that just destroys me.
Yep.
Also Cold Stare because if you make any mistakes, he kills you instantly. Like he
Yeah,
does
I love-
four hearts worth of damage when he hits you. Or maybe 3, but it's a lot.
Yeah, I think the falling ice does like 4 hearts of damage or something too. It's a lot. And I always go to that room and I don't have full magic, and then I'm screwed.
Yeah, and then
because-
it's over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to have full magic when you go there. I always make that mistake. I don't know
That's
why.
why you run 100%, because you get twice as much magic to use.
Right. All right. Do you have
Alright,
any
we
other
did-
good? Sorry, go on.
I think we had a question that you pasted in the Skype from Z-Lamp that we didn't. I mean,
Oh yeah. So Z-Lamp
yeah,
asks,
kind of
are there
unrelated to the
any?
game, but
Well, yeah, it's not exactly related. It's related to you guys. Are there
Yeah.
any GBA titles that you guys particularly enjoy?
so I enjoy the Fire Emblem 7. That's probably my favorite GBA game. It's one of my favorite games, on the whole. But I played that like when I was a teenager, and I just like absolutely loved everything about it. And I actually, down the line, I have been like considering trying to do a single segment Fire Emblem run. That would be like totally insane, but
Yeah.
yeah, that I kind of want to see if that's like at all feasible to try and do. But yeah,
You should check out the task for that game. It's silly.
Oh yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy that task. But yeah, Fire Emblem, man.
All right.
What
Great.
about
My favorite games for the GBA, I really liked Metroid Zero Mission. That one was really, really fun.
Yeah.
Also, Zelda Minish Cap. That game is, but it's like the third best Zelda game ever made, I would say. And if you really put, well, no, maybe fourth.
Not
There's
making
been a lot of Zelda
not
games,
making a
but-
convincing argument for it right now.
Hey, it's
Well,
an
there's a
awesome
lot of
game.
Zelda games. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of Zelda games out there. So that one's really good. And my last favorite would probably be the Golden Sun series. Those are just really fun overall. Good
Yeah.
classic old RPG put into a modern-ish console.
Yeah, they are a lot of fun. I enjoyed that series. Diesel, do you have any contributions there? Or do you not know what a GBA is?
It's the. Is it it's the gray? It's like gray, and it's got. No way. I'm thinking of the other Game Boy. No,
Yeah,
I don't.
like
What's
2
a
inches
GBA?
thick.
Yeah, 2 inches thick.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another Game Boy then?
No,
No. Okay, that's.
they
the
just
only-
kept changing the name. They kept re-releasing it in different colors from year to year.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what I figured, but.
That's all it is.
All right. Well, do we have any more chat questions, or do we want to make any of them up?
Closing in on 2.5 hours, so...
All right. Well, we should save these splits. Can we save these splits? I'd like to use these splits from now on because I want to start beating our.
Yeah, so you can
We're
start
never
beating
gonna
the time.
Like we're never going to beat that one, episode where we.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what episode did you get this split?
It was
the
probably
current
like the
splits on?
second episode or something.
Yeah, it was like the third. It was the third episode, I think. I don't know, but yeah, well, let's save these because I want to see some blue numbers next week.
Yeah,
Yeah, red is just painful.
it
Yeah.
really is. It's like we're not doing a good job, but it's like more content is better. We should
I
add
know.
like a buffer hour to the intro.
Exactly.
Set up the original.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's it, should we move on to shout-outs and then
Yes, indeed. Shoutouts.
so? Okay.
So, to our two guests, you can lead us off. Do you have anybody you'd like to shout out to?
Or anything happening that you want to pimp? Any upcoming events, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I want to shout out first to, I mean, I've mentioned these guys a lot during the show, but Crystal and Oddity, they're good friends of mine, and, Crystal got me into this game, and I enjoyed it a lot. And, they're, great people. And, I also want to shout out to my friend T, who kind of indirectly got me into speedrunning in the first place. And, Fiesel mentioned plugging any events, but I wanted to plug, I'm doing an Super Mario RPG World Record Attempts Marathon probably next week, probably starting Sunday. I'm not 100% positive on the date it'll start, but please tune in for that. I'll have some donation giveaway stuff.
Nice.
And yeah, I'll have, that'll be, donations will go toward like me attending the next AGDQ and obtaining like a Famicom to run, Gimmick on console and some other stuff.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely tune in for that at least.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
I love SMRPG.
Mhm.
Watching your attempts is like the most fun thing.
Thank you. Yeah, and like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, the route's going to be a lot different than what you've seen in the past. So it'll be nice and fresh.
Good.
Cool.
All right. Well, I'd like to give shout-outs to Tampa and Deserect. They really helped me a lot when I was first learning the game, just kind of teaching me how to do a lot of things. Cypher mentioned Crystal and Oddity, and I've taken a lot of their stuff and done what I can to incorporate it as well. Especially recently, I'm trying to pick up even more and more of their tricks. I'll give a shout out to Tranquilite because he's in the other room and he's bugging me. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
All right.
All right. Cool.
Well, as always, a huge shout out to our guests. Thank you too for joining us.
Thank you for
Obviously,
inviting.
without guests, we would have no content for this show. It would pretty
Right.
much just be like our pregame, where we just sit around and waste everybody else's time. So, thank you. It was a very informative episode. Hopefully, if anybody who's listening is interested in running Link to the Past, hopefully you got some useful information out of it.
Mhm.
As always, go to SRL if you're interested in learning more, or as Cypher said, number ALTTP, the channel on the Speed Demos Archive server.
And you guys should follow the channels of Rafe and Cypher, because these guys are awesome, and you want to see them stream.
Yeah, definitely. Big shouts to Duckfist, as always, for making our show look good, especially this week.
I like these
they
two
were-
woodcutters sawing the cyclops.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been amused by that all show.
I like the cucumber dancing on the turtle, and there are all kinds of good stuff going on. So, and we had a
Yeah.
lot of video clips. Duckfist kept it all running smoothly.
Whoa, they're going crazy now.
Yeah, I mean, today I kind of woke up and like I started just like organizing all this stuff I wanted to talk about, and I threw a load of video clips at Duckfist like within the past 2 hours, and he was able to integrate it all. It's amazing. So shout out to Duckfist for sure.
Yep. I'm going to give a shout out to Blecky because Cypher didn't, and now I'm his better friend.
Oh.
And on my end, a shout out to Mecharichter and Aftermath, who have helped me with some grinding in CVHD this week, which is a task that nobody should ever volunteer for.
Oh, no.
And almost most importantly, another shout out to ZFG, who during our episode beat Cosmo's OOT run.
What? Oh, man.
So ZFG got a 22:43 any percent, and after we apply our penalty,
10-second penalty.
he's still 3 seconds ahead of Cosmo.
Oh, wow. Well, that's really
Wow,
good.
that's a feat.
So
Even with the TSSB penalty.
yeah, it is an official penalty. So more to come from that. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with that this week. Next week we have a mystery game. It's a mystery to everybody. The secret to everybody.
Secret to everyone.
But be sure to tune in for that. Same time, same bat channel. It's bound to be something good. Fiesel's going to pick something great for us.
Apparently so.
So it's almost certainly going to be on the NES, and it's almost certainly going to be something no one's heard of.
Oh, is it?
Fiesel, do you have anything else?
Shout out. I'm gonna shout out stuffed jalapeno peppers. You just take the pepper and you stuff it with cheese and you deep fry it. It's so good.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's really good.
What kind of cheese do you stuff it with?
Oh, you can use cream cheese, or you can use whatever, any kind of cheese. Like even nacho cheese works.
I might have to try that then.
Mozzarella actually is probably the easiest thing to do it with if you're gonna deep fry it, which I highly recommend.
What about like if you're doing college student budget? You get like some pickled jalapenos and put like whatever cheese you can find and then microwave it.
Oh
Still
yeah, well no,
suggested?
it's relish and Velveeta is what you.
Okay. Do you use a pickle instead of a jalapeno?
Yeah.
Well, great. I don't think we can improve the show from there.
Nope.
So thank you everybody for tuning in. Be sure to follow this channel, the channel you're watching right now. Be sure to follow Cypher and Rafe. They always do good stuff over there. And follow Duckfist. Don't worry about Fiesel and Flicky and I.
Don't follow us.
So yeah. With that, I guess Duckfist can roll us away.
Why don't you roll us out?
Thanks for watching.
All right, thanks for having us on here. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Our
same.
pleasure.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry I bailed on Puzzle Week last week, but I had unexpected family stuff going on with Easter.
Unexpected family. Just
Unexpected family.